Have we got a good one today? January 29th, 2022, Virtual Strangers 174 is live. I, of course, am your host, Wes, and with me, as always, are my good friends. What's up, Eric?
What's up, fellas? How we doing tonight?
Good, I think. I think we're okay now. We got all our ducks in a row and ready to put on a big show. And, of course, my good friend Ruuts. I'm excited, man. I'm in a good mood today. We got some shit to give away and some other shit to talk about. I'm feeling good. How are you?
I'm doing good as well. Actually, I'm kind of excited that I could find the page that had the stream. I could hear it, like the music, and I was like scrambling, trying to. I was like, oh my god, I can't have this going on during the show. But every time I'd click off trying to find it, then I lose OBS. So I'm like, how much time do I have left? It was a very stressful time, but now I can relax. Everything's set. Like you said, the ducks are all in a row, and we're good to go. And Oprah's here.
Mighty Ducks. And Oprah is here. You know, Oprah was almost D. Like, I talked to D a couple days ago, and she just kind of willy-nilly. I don't know if you know that D's been cheating on your show, Eric, but we were watching Skiva and Alex on Friday on Between Realities, and they had a game to give away, and D's like, do you want a wheel?
What?
And she just popped right into their stream with your wheel.
What?
And yeah.
Oh my god! What's happening?
How? Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. How dare you? That's really bad. That's terrible. I can't even use that thing.
I don't know. What?
I know that you sound way better than mine. Mine's terrible.
So I was like,
that's
so
terrible,
I was,
D. What?
So I was all like, well, if D can be with them, she can be with us too.
That's true.
And I invited her on. She was good to go. And then I started looking, like, we've got so many lists, and it would be so many wheels, and it was going to be like well over another hour work just to type out and compile all this stuff for her. And I was like, you know what? We'll bring D on another time. But she was totally down to do it. Just so you know, she was down for it.
Can you pull the knife out of my back later when we're done? Holy crap, dude! She just jumped ship on me. Oh, she was over there on Between Realities too.
Oh,
yeah.
Who doesn't? Everybody's been on there, man. Got to get back on.
That's true.
That's a good point. Anyway, thank you, D, for your service and your dedication. I wish the circumstances were better and it would have made more sense, but I'm sure we'll find another reason to get you in here soon. D said, "Oh, the ideas I had." Anyway, super excited. We've got a great show today, man. Like, if we had 0 games to give away, this would be a big show because we got lots of news. We got lots of stuff out this week, lots of stuff to talk about. But again, we got stuff to give away. We've got second chance drawings for pretty much everything we gave away through the 2022 show. We've got some keys to give out in the chat to our friends who showed up live. And yeah, man, it's going to be a big one, and I'm looking forward to it. So what's up to everyone that's here live? What's up to everyone who's rolling in as we speak? Good to see you all. I'm sure we will. Well, I hope we don't disappoint.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see the super chat from Guido earlier for $20?
No.
He said, "Work sucks out loud, but I love you guys. Have a great show."
Oh, Guido's at work, actually? I didn't think he would be at work tonight. They're doing inventory this weekend, and I really thought that Guido would be having the night off tonight. So,
that does suck out loud.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, shout out Guido. Thank you very much for the support, sir. I'd also like to point out Man Bear Pig Game Cat says, "Hey, Wes and friends, love the show. Best VR content." Yeah, thank you for saying that. We're pretty good sometimes. Sometimes we're pretty good at this. Not always.
We try.
Yeah, we do try.
I love that name though. Man Bear Pig from
Game
South
Cat.
Park.
Don't forget the most important part at the end.
Anyway, so yeah, lots to get to today. I guess we shouldn't dilly-dally too long. Before we get started though, I would like to point out, Eric, 24 days, man. Just 24 days.
4 fucking days, man. I can't
For
wait.
what? I'm just kidding.
New season of no idea.
New season of Rick and Morty. Oh wait,
I was gonna say I was trying to think of a show, but God, I don't watch any TV. All I do is play VR.
They're bringing back This Is Us. Is that what the name of that one?
Oh my
good
God!
show was?
Don't start. Don't start. I'll get in trouble. I can't. You're gonna get me in trouble with my wife, Dee, any other woman who watches This Is Us.
Well, how about The Last of Us? Anybody been watching the Last of Us on HBO Max?
No, I need to play the game though. I have the game on PlayStation. I'm afraid to play it on flat though. Isn't it coming into VR now? Maybe.
Well, it's coming to PC.
Yeah.
So
we assume it'll be VR, right?
We assume at some point somebody will make that VR, because if they don't, I'm going to lose all my faith in humanity.
Okay.
Scion says, who's going to create a PSVR 2 advent calendar? That's a good idea.
Mm.
Yeah.
You could open it up in each one. Oh, that's Christmas, right?
But it only works if you have an external camera pointing at it. It has little colored lights. Every one you open has a little colored ball in it. And
it has to be wired. Your advent calendar has to be
That's
wired.
right. Has to be plugged in. Doesn't work if you don't have it plugged in.
Nope.
Chris9989 says, Last of Us has been pretty good so far. Reminds me of the first couple of seasons of The Walking Dead. Yeah, I agreed. Last of Us has been excellent so far. I'm curious how fast they're going to go with it, because as of last week, I was 2 episodes in, and they're like through the first hour of the game. Like, are they going to really draw out like the first game over many seasons? They could, but they did just renew for season 2 with HBO. So
nice.
I don't know if that means we're going to get the sequel next year, or if we're going to get the conclusion to the first game next year. I'm quite curious to see how this is going to go. PD doesn't like the actress that plays Ellie. I think she's doing well.
I don't know anything about it. I can't even imagine myself watching the show, to be honest. But I don't watch anything anymore, so.
Yeah. Occasionally something catches my attention, and a television adaptation of what might be the best game I've ever played. I think I'm down for that.
I never played it, so I need to. Should I go into it and play it? I own both of them on PlayStation 5.
You should definitely play it. You should.
I mean, especially.
Yeah, play the remastered one though.
If you were like super VR guy that never played flat, I would say just wait. But you're playing flat games anyway, so
that's true.
Yeah,
it'd be a great streaming game, I think.
Yeah.
Brad says he's about to drive, but he's going to be listening. So nobody talk about Brad. He is here. He is listening. Don't talk about how he smells or any of that stuff. Anyway, what's up, Brad? Thanks for stopping by. Speaking of Brad, let's talk a little bit of hardware before we even get into the news, because I don't know if you saw, Eric, but Meta finally came to the realization that nobody's going to buy their damn thing at $1,500. And they picked an interesting price point, $1,100. Why would they price it there, Eric?
Great question, HTC. Great, fantastic question, Vive XR Elite.
Right.
Do you think they're trying to compete a little bit? Geez, just a little bit. Man, they look desperate.
I think that after the reports came out of CES, I think their sales probably flatlined, and they can see, they can see what's happening. They can see what people are saying, and yeah, I mean, I don't think they ever had like big expectations to sell a ton of these headsets, but I think they saw the writing on the wall that they pretty much had no shot of selling any of those at $1,500 anymore. So smart move. Right, Ruuts and we were talking about this a little bit coming in. Like, I do you buy it at 1,100? Do you not buy it at 1,100? I don't know. I can't really answer that. But what I can say is that there's a discussion to be had now, which I didn't really feel so much like there was before.
Yeah, well, assuming everything stays the way that we think they are with the Quest 3, you're going to be losing the eye tracking, right? And that'd be the main discussion would be, do I wait for the Quest 3 or do I get this? I would wait, just because my financial situation's wonky right now anyway to begin with. So, but, I mean, it's definitely a lot more palpable at 1,100 than 1,500. But we do have to remember they say limited time. Now, what that means, I don't know. That could be just
Only-
to,
Only a week, I think, right? Only a
yeah.
week.
So I mean, I don't know. It's definitely good, but I wouldn't jump on it myself.
It's a better price, but I still can't recommend it. Like, everybody thinks I'm like, because I defend this headset, that I would recommend it to people. I still don't. I never recommended it in the beginning. I think it's a good headset, but I never said it was worth $1,500. So, but I think it's a great headset, but it's still not worth $1,000 in my opinion. So if you're a gamer, if you want to do what Todd does, or if you're really, really into the AR part of it, and you want the facial tracking, and that's an eye tracking, that's a big deal to you, then yeah, I guess I could see where you'd want to pay it. But for us, for like us, what we do, and most of the people that are watching, it's not a buy. This is not a buy headset. Maybe at $800, maybe then I would be like, okay, yeah, that's a go buy. But still, right now, I'd still almost recommend the HTC over this headset.
I'd say just wait.
I would wait.
I would wait. I'm really impressed with the HTC, and a lot of people, or a couple people, not a lot of people, a couple of people took me to task a little bit from last week's show when I said it was better in every way than the Quest Pro. Okay, so maybe not in every way. Obviously, the HTC headset doesn't have eye tracking in it, but it does have other features. Well, I mean, it has higher resolution. We could say that it's got diopters. I mean, there are pluses and minuses to each one. I'm not buying either one. I don't think, not right away anyway. I want to see what else is coming out this year, because you know how it goes. There's going to be a lot of surprises. And besides that, I mean, it could be the best headset on earth. I'm just going to be playing PlayStation games for at least 6 months anyway,
Right.
so it doesn't really matter.
Well, you have to take into consideration the controllers too, right? Those controllers, the technology in them doesn't exist in any other controller. It's the best tracked controllers out there.
They are special, for sure. You're right, Ruuts. They are special. That would be the only reason I would think about it.
So, Ryan Brandon says
300.
No, Ryan Brandon says he's going to buy Quest 3 on day one. I would say that's probably the route I'm going to go, and probably the route most of us are going to go.
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem with both of these headsets. If you look at HTC and the Quest Pro, if the Quest Pro was the Quest Pro, but it had the new generation of the XR2 chip in it, then it's a more compelling thing. So same thing for the HTC. To me, the only detractor with the HTC Elite XR headset is that it doesn't have the new chip coming. And we know that chip is coming probably towards the end of this year. So that's the only detractor of that headset, and it's one of the only detractors I think of the Quest Pro as well. If they both had that, man, I would scoop it up for $1,100. But without that chip, I think I'd wait too.
So Scion VR throwing very pointed comments at our friend Brad here. He says, "I want a blank Deckard surprise this year. Don't we all? Don't we all? Maybe this year will be the year."
You know when you'll get a Deckard? When fucking Valve tells you can get a fucking
true.
Deckard.
That's
when you'll
right.
get it, because they could give two fucks about you. They will give you a headset when they think you are ready for a headset, and not a minute before, because they don't give a shit about anything but putting their stuff out on their timeline. So,
I throw, I mess with Brad every now and then, especially on social media whenever we start talking about Deckard, because it is mythical. And it wouldn't, if it never came out, it wouldn't be the first time that Valve, developed a headset internally and it didn't come out. But with that said, for what it's worth, I do think that Deckard is going to be a consumer product. I think that standalone PCVR is coming from Valve. Is it coming this year? I don't know. But everything indicates that that's where they want to go. The question is how much does it push gaming forward? That remains to be seen. I mean, is Valve going to hold the quality of games in a holding pattern just so that they can allow people to experience all of the benefits of Quest 2 without any of the drawbacks? Maybe. Or maybe it'll be more of what Brad's describing, more of a hybrid, something that's a little more modular, something that pushes PCVR forward in ways other than portability. But I do think Ruuts that this could be the year that people finally get that Steam Deck for their face that they've all been wanting.
Yeah, could be the year for Apple as well. It probably will be, and so it's an exciting time to see what's going to happen. I can't see it being that far off, man. I have to think that 2023 is the year that this thing comes out for sure. That'd be my bet anyway.
Simplex says XR2 was so 2020.
Yeah.
That's right. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited for competition in the space because that's going to mean big things to us. And whether you're a Sony gamer or a Valve gamer, whether you're a meta gamer or something else like we are, just kind of all, we play all VR here. Competition returning to VR gaming is only going to be good for all of us. So this year, super exciting. And I can't wait to see what we're talking about when we return from our break for the 2023 show in 1 year. I think we're going to have a very interesting discussion with you all.
Yep.
Anyway, we have a lot to get to. I guess we should probably say hello to our friends in chat before we forget again, like we did last week. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see who's with us here today. Anthony Roberts is here. He says it's a great time to be a VR gamer. Indeed.
Yeah.
Looper's here. Looper the Underground Game Cat. I have Quest Pro controllers with Quest 2, and I'm not very happy with how they work.
Dr. Radio Runt, he's the expert.
That's an interesting point, Eric. We praise Meta for how they keep pushing the envelope. They keep bringing new features into their standalone units. But the downside of all of this is that their stuff used to work flawlessly when it just did 1-2 things. Now that it does 20 things, there is just a shit ton of jank every time you get into one of these things, it seems like.
Yeah, there definitely is. I mean, and they do this. They've done this pretty much throughout both life cycles of the Quest 1 and Quest 2. How many times have there been issues every time they roll out a patch or an update? Every time you get your update, like people were like, oh, I can't wait. How come I haven't got my update yet? And I was like, I don't want my update. Something's going to break. As soon as I get my update, I know something I need or I use is going to be fucked up. So they do this all the time. I mean, but to push this stuff forward, sometimes you need to break these things. I get it. I get it. Because think about all the things they put in these headsets that weren't there from the beginning. Both the Quest 1 and the Quest 2, they're very different headsets than they were from the original. And sometimes I think you have to break things to get to move them along. But unfortunately, we are the ones that have to deal with the breaking. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are put out for certain things and can't run their headsets, get things stuck. I mean, how many times have people had applications stuck and you can't download a new app because you got one that just won't download and you can't move on to the next one?
It's bullshit.
It happens all the time, yeah.
Tatum is here. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, it should never be an issue trying to access your games, or you know what I mean. That's a huge flaw when you have issues to where you can't even download something or update something or even get into your, or if God forbid your whole library is missing. And it's been gone. That's gone on from day one for me. Periodically, I've had that issue here or there, and I'm sure everybody has. So.
Or connect to your PC. That should be that should be simple, right? Not
you
so
still
much.
can't. You still can't do it, right? You still can't use AirLink at all.
I don't even try anymore. My G2 works. I'm good. I'm good, bro. I'll just plug in with a real PC headset, and then we're all good. All yours history is here. Hussein X says that Gabe's going to hand deliver his Deckard to Brad. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
What's up, Simplex? Simplex joining us, staying up late. Good to see you. PD, of course. Been here waiting for us to start for 2 hours. What's up, PD? Alakazam is here. Tatum is here. Old Darth is here. Fargo Soft, good to see you. Sim, Thomas McNostril. Hello, friends. Janae sais quoi? Says, I'm just here to learn. I'm still happy with my Quest 2, and I only have plans for a PC to do some PCVR stuff. Those are good plans.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The mods. Check out the mods. Worth it.
Yep. Absolutely. D, hello again. All yours history, I probably already said hello to, but just in case. Hi. Hussein X is here. Diz the Game Cat, Michelle B, Technoglitch, all here. Bradley says no comments on Deckard, please. So you guys quit talking about it. It's not a thing until it's a thing, guys.
It's like one of those things. If you say it 3 times in the mirror, it'll actually happen.
Well, that's not true. We've seen this.
We've been doing that.
Yeah, we've been doing that. Warmark, what up? Let's hear what's up, Wolveraza. Good to see you. Rob Perry's here. Chris9989. You know, Vince is here. I see a lot of winners in chat.
Ooh,
if you know what I
that's
mean.
right. Winners. We
They're
have
all
winners
winners.
tonight.
They're all
See
winners
some
because they're here watching the show.
That's right. Hawk 107's here. Said Quest Pro will be Quest 3. They're just going to swap the name and put a new chip in it, hopefully.
I'm good with that.
I'll pay.
Do
Yeah,
that.
because
Do
that
that.
means you
I'm
get
on board.
you get eye tracking. I still
Yeah.
think that's a I mean, I know Brad's shaking his head saying no, but I mean they want eye tracking in everything, right? And so like I mean there's reasons outside of our gaming and everything else. So I think that there's a good chance it could somehow be in there, but I'm probably wrong.
No one knows.
No one knows.
Yep.
Third Eye, what up? Good to see you. Day 1 PSVR 2 and can't wait. There's a few of these comments, by the way, in the chat. People who have their PSVR 2 pre-ordered. I'd say that the majority of us here probably do, but I don't know.
We gotta be getting charged soon, right? I mean, we were talking about this. Were we talking about this last Wednesday? That charges got to be coming. We're 24 days out. When do you think? Like, was it like 3 weeks out? You think they'll start charging people?
I don't know. They said soon. soon. Whenever they're about to ship it.
What did they do with the PlayStation 5?
I don't know.
Because that would be, I mean, I'm sure that they would do it the same way.
I
right?
pre-ordered my PlayStation 5 from Amazon. So,
Oh, I gotcha.
so I don't know. We'll find out though soon. Who else is here? We already said hello to Rob Perry and Ryan Brannon. Der Schnuff.
Old
What's
Darth
up?
says
Good to
they
see you.
charge upon shipping.
So they like literally ship it, charge you, and then ship it. And
Wow.
okay.
That's like
All right.
Amazon. That's what Amazon normally does, right?
A day or so before shipping, usually, Michelle B says.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Let's see who else is here. That I haven't said. Mickey Barrios is here. Good to see you, Mickey. Rhodey the Game Cat, what up? Scrolling. We already said hello to Man Bear Pig Game Cat, but I like saying his name, so hello again. Mike Newton's here. What's up? Scion, we said hello to. Mark Smith, hello. The Sept. Good to see you. Oracle A. Or Oraclea. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that, but hello, nonetheless. Space Denison, what up? Alakazam, Stingray X is here. Midlife Kid is here. Salvador is in the house. The Fourth Wall Breaker is here. Mind Jive is here. Decepticon, oh yee, is here. Daniel Kaz is here. Michelle B, I think we might have already said hello to Michelle B, but hello again. Demonic Waffles. Man, that sounds delicious. Welcome. I think they're spicy, Roots.
Probably spicy, and I'll probably pass on the demonic waffles. I do love waffles, though.
Killa
Spicy
Sam.
waffles, too. That's good. Spicy waffles are good.
Who doesn't love spicy waffles?
Killa Sam is here. What's up, Killa? Spry Guy's here.
He was here.
Hope you're having a good day, Spry Guy. Who else? I think that's it. Oh no, Four Wheeling is here as well. So what up, friends? Thank you one and all for joining me. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Hello, one and all. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Let's get to it. So what are we here to do today? We're here to talk VR news. It's gonna be our first news program since what, late November?
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Wow.
But before we do that, we have some giveaway winners to name, and don't we? I think we do. So why don't we go ahead and bring Oprah in and name a few of these. So what I've done here, we have a lot of giveaways. As you can see, we've got winners on this side. We've got winners on this side. So we're going to break it up into 4 different segments throughout today's show. We're going to give away a few games. We're going to talk a little bit of news. We're going to give away a few more games. We're going to talk a little bit more news, and all the way through the show. Again, if you don't win anything from the second chance drawing, we're going to give away some keys to the chat, just like it's 2022 show. We're probably going to give away just as many games or more today than we gave away then. And I guess we should lay out the rules for winning in chat. A little bit different than the 2022 show. You can only win one game in chat today. Now, if you won on the second chance drawing, you can still win another game in chat. You're allowed to win it by both methods, but only one win in chat. So if you enter to win a game in the chat, make sure it's something that you want, because if you win, then you're done for the rest of the show.
Oprah's excited. She's like,
look at her. She's going crazy.
Shocker.
She loves it. She loves it when we don't give away games very often, man. So she loves it when we do.
That's true.
Anyway, what should we give out first? I don't have any specific order on here. I'm just going to be picking games at random to talk about and give away copies to. So why don't let me see if I can find one that.
Paradise Decay says, Virtual Strangers, do you guys even Rift? Are you talking about Rift S? These days, I don't Rift S as much. My 3080 Ti.
I do when a game isn't compatible with my G2, then I Rift. That's not very often anymore.
I wonder what do you think you could even pick up a Rift for nowadays? You can get a Rift for $100, $200.
I bet
you might be able. Not a new one, but a used.
No,
one.
yeah, I'm talking like eBay or something like that.
I bet people are still charging $200.
Facebook Marketplace.
Man. I think I paid $150 for the one I have right now, my Rift S.
Yeah, something that was like 6 months ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think you could pick one up for $100? I mean, that's a good deal. If you can get a Rift S right now, if you're just wanting to get in a PC VR, right, and just experience, you haven't had a chance to experience, you just got your PC for $100, man. If you could pick up a Rift S, that's actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah, $100 to get into VR. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So let's do this. I want to give away something right now that I know that there are winners in chat. We'll give some of the other winners who aren't here a few minutes to roll in. I will say this though, just in passing, it's always funny, Ruuts, when we do these. You know, this is an annual giveaway for us. We do this every year, every January. I can always tell the people from their entries. I can tell which ones watched the whole 13-hour show and which ones didn't. And by the way, if you didn't have time to watch the whole 13-hour show, believe me, I understand. I don't know what's wrong with us for even doing something like that. But I can always tell, Ruuts, who watched it all and who didn't, because the ones that didn't watch the whole thing are just entering for games that we didn't even give away.
I know. They're like, yeah, I want a copy of a Room VR. Like, no, that was last year, bro.
There's no room for the room.
There's always one title that everyone enters for that we didn't, we're not giving away. So if you're hanging out in the chat right now waiting on us to name the winners of Hubris, sorry, we're not giving away Hubris today. We don't have any keys. Like literally, I think we had every major release from 2022 except for Hubris.
Oh, what the hell?
No, it wasn't for lack of trying. I tried to get some Hubris keys, but it just wasn't meant to be. Yeah.
Screw it. Let's give out 3 Hubris keys tonight then.
What? Son.
We got connections, man. They love us. They invited us to go to Belgium, for God's sakes.
You know, to their, I guess to be fair, I asked for this long before we ever met Cohen face to face. So, you know, maybe I should have went back after I shook hands with the man. You know?
Yeah, no. We got 3 keys we can definitely give out today.
All right, cool. Well, maybe I'll definitely throw you something in the place of those keys. Everyone tell Eric thank you.
Yeah.
So we're just going to give out some Hubris keys in chat.
Crazy.
In just a little while. We'll hold that one back a little bit so I can think about how we're going to go about it. But thank you, Eric.
Yeah,
You're
no
awesome.
worries. Thanks Cyborn, man. They kick ass.
Michelle B wants to know if I'm playing Hogwarts. I believe I am going to be playing Hogwarts. Half of it, from when she bought a game that I was able to get half price. I still have the credit on Epic. So
Michelle B, there we go. Why don't we talk about what Michelle B won? So I know Michelle B won a game. Let's see what she won.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right, 2 winners for this game. The first winner, of course, is Michelle B, and that game is Runner for Oculus Quest. Congratulations,
Nice.
Michelle B. You are now the proud new owner of an awesome VR game. Congrats. So who else? Who else won Runner? We have one more. Winner of Runner, Chris 9989 is the winner of Runner.
Nice.
So congrats, Chris. Congrats, Michelle B. Now, this is what I'm talking about, guys, where I'm a little bit disorganized. We've got some extras, but I'm just going to kind of be checking those as I go to see if I have an extra copy to give away, because I didn't have time to do all the research on that specific aspect of
Well, while you're looking at that, Mike Blankenhorn says, gave a $5 donation, says, for you, because I can't give Brian all my money. Well, we appreciate that.
I appreciate it. Well,
heck yeah.
I appreciate
spread
that.
it out.
That's what we call an end around, guys. Brian doesn't have to pay me. If the Game Cats come here and pay me directly, we'll take it. Thank you very
There you
much.
go.
We appreciate the help. I can't find my my Runner page. Okay, here it is. So looks like Matty Fat Batcat won a copy of Runner, but I think the other winners of Runner chose a different prize, if I'm not mistaken. So let me just verify that. And if that turns out to be the case, then we will give a copy away to the chat right now. That's how we roll. And show keys. Where's Runner at? There you are. Yep, we do indeed have an extra key for Runner. So we're starting off with bangers, guys. So everyone in the chat, get ready. We need to now. So the way that this works, when we give away keys in the chat, I ask you a question. The first 2 on my screen to answer will win a copy of Runner. First 2 on my screen to answer the question will win a copy of Runner. But again, I must emphasize, on my screen. You're always first on your screen, or at least most of the time you'll be first on your screen. My screen is the official one. So let's see here. And by the way, the questions are just questions. We're not trying to quiz you or anything. We're just trying not to drop the keys in chat for the bots to have. So let's see here. What could we ask? All right. Well, no, I don't want to do that. People are waiting to put Truant Pixel into the into the chat.
They're jumping the gun.
All right. So let's ask a question about Truant Pixel. First 2 people in chat to tell me what Truant Pixel's other VR game is called will win a copy of Runner. Runner is only out on Quest right now, Funky Sloth.
Soon though, right? I think they had a PC port coming soon.
Yeah, it's coming.
VR
It's coming. It's coming to PSVR 2, coming to PC.
Yeah.
Hussein X and Looper have won. So congrats, guys. Let me write this on here so I don't forget. Wait a minute. Hussein X won Runner the first time and then didn't claim it, chose something else. Now winning it again.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
That's
all
awesome.
right. Congrats. All right. So Hussein X.
I'm looking forward to Runner on PC. I'd love to stream it. It's a great game to stream, just because it can be so difficult, so fun. But streaming on Quest is such a pain in the ass that I never do it.
It sucks.
All right, so Hussein X and Looper have now officially won in today's chat giveaway. Have they won in our second chance drawings, though? That's the question. Let's give out, let's name a few more of these winners. All right, well, I guess while we're at it, Hussein X, congratulations, sir. You have also won a copy of Demio.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
Holy crap, dude.
Double banger.
Yeah.
You know who loves a double banger?
My mom.
She does. A lot.
All right.
Yes, she does.
So, yeah, Hussein X wins a copy of Demio for Quest, wins a copy of Runner for Quest. So, congrats, Hussein X. Here's the problem, man, is like, I think I've got copies of most of these to give away in the chat. I'm trying to find stuff that I don't have second chance giveaways on, but I think most of them I do. Not all of them, though. Right, screw it. We'll just give away some more stuff in the chat. How about that? Let's name the winners for Wandering in Space. You know, Wandering in Space is a game that just keeps getting better and better and better, and it's really in a good state right now. So we had 4 winners for Wandering in Space. Again, this is for Steam. It's an early access title on Steam, coming to PSVR 2 later. Chinatown D, congratulations, D. You won a copy of Wandering in Space. Ape or AppJ, whichever one you want us to call you, you won a copy of Wandering in Space. Marcio, the Game Cat, won a copy of Wandering in Space. And Space Dennison, our
Wow.
very own Void Citizen, won a copy of Wandering in Space. So congrats to the 4 of them. If you want to win a copy of Wandering in Space, the first 2 in chat to name the developer will also win a copy of Wandering in Space.
I know.
Do you?
I'm putting it in the chat right now.
You can't do that. That's
I
cheating.
know.
So let's see who can get this one. A lot of people are going to have to Google this one, I feel like. Michelle B coming through. Congrats, Michelle. A 2-time winner already today.
Boom.
And Ryan Brannon. Okay, that's good. Michelle B and Ryan Brannon. Congrats again. Feel like maybe we should start with the bangers first and go backwards because people are disqualifying themselves right off the top.
They
We
can
haven't even
trade
got
up.
to
Oh, wait,
Wanderer.
that's not the 2022 show.
No, we're not trading up. When you win, you win. So congrats,
Is it?
Michelle B and Ryan Brannon.
You can still trade with each other if you want. That's entirely up to you.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
I'd trade Wandering in Space, man. That's a really good game.
It
That's
is
true.
good.
It would
is
depend
really
on what
good.
it would have to be something good. It would have to be something good that I don't already have. Because
What
if
the
you haven't
bat?
played that game yet,
Oh,
well,
you do
look at
own that. Never mind.
That's taking everybody. You own it
Wander-
too. You should go
I
play
do. I should go play that.
it.
I've been thinking there's like this subclass of games from 2022 of games that I feel deserve a second look from our channel. Like I think Wandering in Space is one of those. I've been considering maybe, we've got 3 weeks before we get to fully into the next gen. Maybe taking some of that time and focusing on games like Wandering in Space, games like Alon. Hubris is about to get a huge update. I'd love to revisit that one. There's a
I had
handful of
some-
games like that, that I think people need to really give a second look.
I was streaming last night. Somebody came in my chat and said that we should get back into Survive. That everything is fixed now, and that we should get. He's like I loved After the Fall until I found Survive, and that's all I play now. I can't remember who it was, but
Wow, big
Yeah.
words.
yeah.
Anyway, let's see here. We give away 1 game, 2 game, 3 games. Let's give away one more, and this one, no chat giveaway. We're just going to pick one that we only have one of, and I think we've only got 1 copy of. I might be wrong about that though. I think we've got extras for all of this shit, man. Seriously. Except for the frack swag bag, and I'm gonna hold that one to the end because
That's a good one, man.
it's the best prize we've got.
That's they have one of the best swag bags out there. You know what I have?
Syphilis?
Yeah, let me I gotta show you this thing. I just got this thing the other day. I want to show it to you. Hang on.
What is that playing in the background
And no, I
Right
don't have
over.
syphilis. But you would probably appreciate this more than me, Wes. You see, I got one
Hold
of
on,
these.
I got to make it big. Hold on. That's what she said, by the way.
She has no problem making it big.
She does not.
I got this from my buddy Tamtu. This is a masks maker, like creator box, and I haven't even had a chance to show it off yet. But man, I think you would like way love this. It's like it's so.
My question is, why does Tam2 hate me?
I know, right? It's not fair. I'm gonna say something to him. Look at this. It's like a mask painting kit. You get your own mask and you get paints and like a stand for it after you paint it. So you paint it how you want it, just like in the game. And then
That's stupid. That's stupid. I don't want it. That's so stupid.
well, I'm gonna give it to you. I think.
Well, in that case, it's the coolest thing I ever saw.
Coolest thing ever.
That is cool. That is cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. Yeah, I'll show it off like in another video or something, and then I'll send it to you, and we'll see you paint it. And
All right. So here's the deal. I think we've got pretty much extra copies of everything. So we're just going to have to keep giving away games. I hope that's okay with you guys.
Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully you guys are okay with that.
All right, let me
I
see.
have to
here.
wear the mask the rest of the show. They're saying
That would be cool, actually. I think you should.
Shit, you know what I just noticed?
Hmm.
They have a code. They give you a free code for the game on this thing too.
Really? Oh, everybody just saw it. Quick, put
Yeah,
it
we
in
should
there.
give it away. All right, right. I'll do it. I'll do it. Ready? Anybody can catch it and see it. There's a code right there. Get it.
There's the code.
Boom.
If you can get it, get it. Get it.
People are totally going to get it too.
Get it.
I went through.
Get it.
I started going through the 2021 show keys that I hid
Mm-hmm.
in the video, and like I hid some of them pretty good. I still haven't found one that hasn't been claimed. Like I tried probably 24 of them yesterday. and
Wow, and they're all gone.
they're-
That's really
they're
good.
all-
That's not
they're all
usually the
claimed.
case, right? Isn't
I
that
wonder
usually
if-
the case like they're missed?
Tech says he got it. I was gonna say, I wonder if Tech's gonna get this.
Stay
Oh,
tuned,
man.
Tech. Stay tuned. You're gonna have a good day, friend.
I didn't even know that was there. This thing just happened to fall out of the box when I lifted it
Okay.
up, and I'm like, oh, boom,
Okay.
there's a freaking game. key
Here's
in there.
one. Here's one that we don't have two to give away.
Okay.
So, so the original winner claimed their key. We have one more to give away, and the winner of Resident Evil 2 Deluxe Edition, which is fully moddable into VR thanks to Prey Dog, Herb, the 24/7 Game Cat. So,
Nice.
congrats, Herb! You just won an awesome game. Maybe the best mod that I played this year. Like, I could have picked any of those Resident Evil games to give away to mod into VR, but I picked two for a reason.
That's
'cause
the
it's
one I put
fucking
so
good.
much time into. It was really good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, Tech said he was just kidding. He didn't get that code.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'll
Everybody
show it
keep
again.
checking.
I was just kidding too, Tech. You haven't won shit. So
I'll show it one more time.
There it is.
actually, Tech won a few things on the 2022 show. Ended up settling on the $20 PSN code, which we have another one that we're going to name winner for here in just a little bit. So congrats to Tech. Congrats to everyone who just won. Hang out for a few. Let's talk a little bit of news, and then we'll give away some more stuff. We'll bring Oprah back in just a few minutes. Where did my
Love
damn show
Oprah.
notes go? There we
Who
go.
doesn't love Oprah, man? She's just so upbeat. She loves giving
Anyway,
support.
lots of cool news that has happened since the last time we did this. Lots of cool news over the last week. So why don't we dive into some headlines? Walking Dead Saints and Sinners 2 coming to PSVR 2 and PCVR in March, and the original gets a free PSVR 2 upgrade. This from Scott Hayden at Road to VR. Skydance Interactive announced the sequel to The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution is leaving the Time Quest exclusivity soon. You can also now add the original game to the list of PSVR 2 titles, getting a free PSVR 2 upgrade. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners 2 is simultaneously launching on Steam VR and PSVR 2 on March 21st, priced at $40. You can now wishlist it on Steam and pre-order for PlayStation VR 2. Although not a launch day title, the studio says players across Quest, PCVR, and PSVR 2 will be able to transfer their save data between platforms. Additionally, Skydance says owners of Chapter 2 Retribution across Meta, Pico, PSVR 2, and PCVR will receive an in-game weapon called the Orphan once the upcoming versions release in March. Moreover, if you already own Saints and Sinners on the original PSVR, the studio is also tossing out a free PSVR 2 upgrade on March 21st, 2023 as well. We've already added it to our growing list of games getting free PSVR 2 updates. In the meantime, a bona fide Saints and Sinners demo is coming to the MetaQuest store, which includes access to the first 30 minutes of gameplay for free, available from now through February 6th. On Quest, the studio is currently pitching a bundle, which can include both games for $60, and the offer is already live and goes through February 6th. Guys, Saints and Sinners just recently had its 3rd birthday, and tons of exciting news, as you can tell here, coming out with regards to this game and its very near future. Again, I don't. How should I get about this? All right. First of all, Eric, what do you think about this this cross save feature that they're apparently going to be rolling out pretty soon?
I think that's super cool, man. When you can move your stuff from one platform to another, I think that's absolutely great. I mean, I wish more games would do it, and I think more games will do it now in the future, but makes things so much easier, especially if you want to, like we're talking about, an upgrade from the original game. I think I would like to go in and do some of my original game to see the difference. Like, I know I'm going to want to do that. I'm going to want to play through Retribution all the way through. I guarantee that. But I may go through and do the original Saints and Sinners again, just to see what the difference is going to be between this, remastered edition, basically, or this upgraded edition for PSVR 2. And, if they take advantage of some of the haptics and things, I think it's going to be awesome. And if I can pull some of my save stuff into that from somewhere else, I think it's great. What about you? Would you do it?
Oh, absolutely. And this has been a kind of an ongoing debate of mine, is whether or not I'm going to start with Chapter 2 or just start on Chapter 1. It really depends on what kind of next-gen upgrades we see. I don't know what they'll have available on day one, but I imagine that, the game is going to be somewhat enhanced for the new platform. Ruuts, what are you going to do? You going to start in Chapter 1, or are you going straight for the new content?
Probably going for the new content. I've already done that old stuff. And, I'm sure I'll go in and want to check it out, like Mash said, just to see what it looks like difference-wise. But, I've played through that story several different times, and I'm ready to move on to the next one. And I've been kind of holding off for PC version and for the PlayStation version. So.
Yeah, same here. Let's do a little thought experiment here, because I had a kind of a point I wanted to get around to, but I want to see if people can pick up on it before I just come right out and say it. So I'm going to ask you all a question, and you guys answer me, and people in chat do the same. So this is interesting that they're deciding to go with this cross-platform saving functionality. It's completely unexpected, a big surprise, a pleasant surprise, but a big surprise. Can anyone name for me any other VR game that has cross-platform saving, the type of which that they're claiming they're going to have here? Any games that do this?
I don't. If I had to think about one that's now, I know there's one that's coming, and that's going to be after the fall.
Does
Yeah,
Zenith
same
do
with
it?
same with Zenith, Alvo. I don't know if they've implemented it or not, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
know that
that's
that's something
coming,
they're
right?
working on.
Yep.
Anybody else? Any other games that support cross-platform saving? Ryan Brandon's drawing a blank. We'll give the chat just a minute. Pavlov? Does Pavlov do that?
I don't
I
think
didn't
it
know
does. I don't.
that. Funky Slaw says, "What the bat?"
Well, who doesn't want to
Probably.
play that on every platform and save your progress?
Um,
That's
I
interesting.
didn't.
Gamertag says Phantom Covert Ops. I'm not sure on that one either.
well,
Maybe.
Phantom Covert Ops. I mean, you're talking about Quest and Rift, but it's still kind of it's
Yeah,
still all
that would be the-
Oculus, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think Beat Saber does actually. Jenna, if you want to throw some flat games in there, go ahead. Space Junkies, yeah, I think maybe that's true.
Does it?
All right. So, does anybody see the point that I'm getting at here? What do all these games have in common other than cross save? Anybody?
Their multiplayer?
They're multiplayer. Right. They're multiplayer. If this is true, and if this is the Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution is going to be supporting this cross-platform save feature, this will be the first single-player game I've ever seen do that. So does that mean that they're groundbreakers? That they're trailblazers? Or, Eric, does that mean that there are other updates coming to this game a little bit later down the line?
Man, we've been asking it forever. And if they could pull that off, I mean, what a way to get back on their feet after maybe having not a great Quest launch. If they could ever do that, I mean, and they could give us exactly, and they know that everybody's been asking for it, right? And they said it was never going to be in the original game, but if they could stick it in Retribution somehow, that would be amazing. That would be a huge coup for them.
Factions multiplayer,
Yeah,
like
right?
Last of Us style factions multiplayer.
Oh, the
You
tower
could
against the
join the tower or join the other ones, whatever they're called.
yeah. I don't remember now.
Anyway, that's just a thought that I had. That's the first thing I thought when I saw that. I was like, did they just basically tell everyone that this is going to be a multiplayer game? Where's Tiffany at? Good point, old Darth. Where the hell is Tiffany? Like, she's always here except for when these kind of questions come up.
She's probably in
She's like
Walkabout.
Beetlejuice.
She's in
She's like
Walkabout
Beetlejuice. As soon as
Minigolf.
you say her name, she'll pop up.
Yeah, that's true.
This track said I would be ecstatic with just co-op. To be honest, I would prefer co-op. Like, to play the campaign co-op would be amazing. I don't expect that that's going to happen to this game. I think that when we do get a game like that, it'll be what that game is from launch. But I could see like a factions mode getting added into it, and I think that even though it might just be speculation at this point, I think the fact that they're selling people on cross saves, I think could be an indicator of good things to come.
How cool would an open world MMO Saints and Sinners universe or Walking Dead universe
Oh,
game
man.
be? That
That'd
would
be
be
cool.
fantastic, man.
Hell yeah.
Think the end game stuff like Ruuts is always talking about. I don't think would be a problem because there's so much you could do, right? So, I mean, that you could play that game could go forever, and think about all the things you could add to it, all the in-game purchases you could buy, stuff you could hoard. It could be a looter. It could be a looter shooter melee. Trading systems like Tarkov. Like, oh my God, man, there's so much stuff you could do there.
Think about this, man. Think about like a factions, an ongoing like factions mode that's kind of a competitive thing, but you have to have resources to compete with the other factions. So in order to gain resources, you have to go on scavenging runs, and like you would for like the normal game, find resources, bring them back to the camp, and craft. And you do that for so long, you get your resources up, and then you go back into the head-to-head clashes with the tower or whoever it is you're going against. Cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be cool if it was open world and you just like went out and scavenged it in the same open world that the competitors were scavenging as well. So you had a chance of running into them at the same time.
Oh. Or, I mean,
Easy.
that could be the game, right? That could be the game. Like, you're competing for resources, and then you just clash. You meet in certain areas, and maybe you kill them, and maybe they kill you.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I mean, that actually kind of fits within this universe. Actually, it kind of works.
All right, so that's what we expect that they're going to bring to the.
Yeah.
I'm just
If
kidding.
it's if that if
We're
that,
not
if it's
asking for
not
too
that if it's not that, then we're going to be disappointed.
Hell yeah, exactly.
Garbage Town. Anyway, happy birthday to Saints and
Yeah.
Sinners, and congratulations on Skydance Interactive for bringing us now 2 of the best titles we've ever seen in the VR catalog. I can't wait to play these on next gen platforms. Actually, I can, and that's what I have been doing.
24
but
days.
24 days.
yeah, but I
Well,
honestly,
Longer
I
than
think
that
I
for this.
honestly think I'll be back into it before then, just because 24 days is a long time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
a little bit longer for this.
Yeah.
You know, I was
March.
actually talking to PlayStation, somebody from PlayStation the other day, in a meeting, and they had said to me that they consider anything a launch title within the first 6 months of the launch of the platform.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
Makes
launch
sense.
day, if they say launch day, that's different. But if they say just the launch title, that could be anywhere within
Yeah.
the 3 to 6 months of the launch of the headset.
Yeah, they call it the launch window.
Yep.
That's a big window.
It was very eye-opening for me. I'm like, what? Really?
Anyway, speaking of PlayStation VR 2 launch window titles, we got another new one this week, and this one was a pretty pleasant surprise, to be quite honest.
Yeah, before we move on to that one, Gamer Chick Diet Pepsi, definitely not an imposter, says multiplayer is definitely coming to Saints and Sinners too.
I told you she would be here.
Definitely not an imposter.
That is funny.
I think that's a little sus right off the bat.
Little bit.
Just a little.
Little sus. Where's Kyle Kitchens at?
Exactly. I want to see them in the same room together.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about some new PSVR 2 news.
Whose house is this, motherfuckers?
So many headshots, you could cast a movie.
Pop those zombie heads.
Eye on the prize. Get adrenalized.
I'm ready if you're ready.
Zombieland Headshot Fever Reloaded rises again on PSVR 2. Zombieland Headshot Fever Reloaded is a reimagined version of the arcade light gun shooter, and XR Games confirms it's coming to PSVR 2 at launch. First released in 2021, Zombieland Headshot Fever is a self-contained story set after Zombieland Double Tap and Headshot Fever sees the gang training for the Zombieland Invitational, shooting zombies inside an on-rails course. According to XR Games, Reloaded builds upon the original Quest release with exclusive new content. Players can also look forward to a new story level, 3 new remix levels, a new gun range, challenges, new guns, new perks, new gun skins to enhance the fast-paced, heart-pounding zombie horde gameplay. Detailing how it's utilizing PSVR 2, XR Games revealed that Reloaded supports headset rumble, controller haptics, adaptive triggers, and eye tracking support for foveated rendering. Headshot Fever's presentation has also been overhauled with a new cel-shaded art style, alongside with new character models, new animations, new music, and new lighting. Further changes like ragdoll physics and redesigned progression system also have been confirmed. this is an interesting one to me, guys. I'm not exactly surprised here, Roots, that this game's coming to PSVR 2. This is, after all, published from a Sony subsidiary. I'm kind of surprised that it's taken it this long to come out on a Sony platform. What I am surprised about, though, is just how different this game is going to be. And for what it's worth, this is a game we covered at length on this channel. It was one of the surprises of 2021 to us, just how good, how fun it was. But Roots, they're completely overhauling this game in every way, right down to the damn graphics, man. What's up with that?
I don't know, man. It just shows you that they maybe they were originally wanting to put this out on the PlayStation platform to begin with, and they decided to hold off for the better version. I definitely think because I was curious myself before I read the article, was thinking, okay, how much is it going to be changed? But the number one thing I wanted was adaptive triggers. Use the hardware so that I can actually feel the different guns, and then the second would be the foveated rendering. So, and then you put in the new graphics. I mean, it just sounds all the way around going to be the best version of it. So,
yeah, what about that new graphics, Eric? This game's already out on Quest. Why are they going to cell shading? It just has to be because they like it better, right?
Yeah, I mean, this game makes sense for this game. Like, remember when this game first came out? We laughed at this trailer when we first saw it. Before we played this game, before it came out, we saw this and we were like, what in the crap is this? This thing looks terrible. And it did, to be fair, it looked terrible in the trailer. And we're like, this is going to be the worst thing ever. They're just, taking advantage of the license, and they're going to put a not great game out there. And then it came out and we tried it, and we came back and we're like, we were wrong. This game's fantastic. It's really, really good. But the graphics were a big part of why it didn't look great, because it looked kind of dumbed down. It looked a little silly. But when you get over that and you see the gameplay and you have fun in it, and you start working at these time slowdowns, these headshots to get the time slowdown, to move faster, to get a better score, it can get a lot of fun, and the graphics don't matter. But I think cell shading would super lend to this game. Like, this is the way I think the game probably should have been made in the beginning. Go cell shaded. I think it's going to look fantastic. And Roots is right, man. The adaptive triggers are going to be perfect for this type of game, because you're going to have newer weapons. You're going to have different weapons. I guarantee you're going to have different, like, draw pulls for the triggers on these weapons, for different types of firing. Facial haptics, the eye tracking for moving around however they decide to do it, for just foveated rendering or for actual in-game, moving from spot to spot. I don't know, who knows how they can use it, but man, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, they have a lot that they're working on here. When I first read the article, I originally was thinking this is going to be just a port, and then I started reading what they're doing, and this is like a complete overhaul.
It's a new game. It's a brand new game.
Yeah.
And that's amazing, because as you're mentioning here, it was a great game to begin with. On paper, it's a rail shooter. But there's so much more than that going on here because of the unique scoring system and the way their leaderboards work. This doesn't just play with a rail shooter, isn't it? It isn't just about shooting the zombies. It's about being quick and accurate with your shots. It matters whether or not you're shooting these things in the head or in the leg. You want to get headshots. It's a speed running game more than it's a rail shooter. It's a speed running game, but headshots stop the clock. So it's all about precision. It's all about what weapon you choose, because the different weapons have different abilities to affect your run. So it's about learning the runs. It's about unlocking the weapons and the upgrades and choosing wisely before each run, so that you can score as high on the leaderboard as possible. Roots, all of the different changes to the gameplay and the way the game looks, that's all well and good. But we're getting exclusive content on day one. And we've talked at length about how sometimes it's kind of difficult to get up for these quest ports, the games we've already played. Well, sure, they're all going to be cool with, the high def HDR OLED panels. But we want to see some real differences to kind of justify buying a game again and playing a game again. I think Zombieland here is going the right way about it, bringing exclusive content in addition to all of the other upgrades that they listed there. I'm actually pretty excited for this.
Yeah, absolutely. Exclusive content's good. And then, one of the things I've been concerned about, or not concerned about, but hoping that more games would utilize this hardware. I mean, it's just, what good is having all these things that it can do if none of the games use it? And so adaptive triggers is one of the biggest things. If it's a shooting game, it should be number one on the dev's mind. We got to make sure the adaptive triggers are amazing, because it's the one thing that stands out for me in Returnal is how amazing and how each gun feels different. And it just, I mean, it's a reason to play a PlayStation 5 game versus a PC game. And I would imagine VR is going to be no different, right? So,
speaking of Returnal, Eric, tell me one more time about how Returnal is going to be coming to PSVR 2.
I want it to so bad. It's very, very possible. I think
I
it's more possible now. It's more possible now for me. It's more possible now than I ever thought it was going to be.
I just want to hear you say it out loud again, just because I get so excited every time we talk about that.
It is. I know of a creator that I talked to that they did an early demo of the PlayStation VR 2 headset, and the demo that they did on that headset was Returnal.
Confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
There you go.
Now it was just a small time demo. It was not the full game. Nothing was actually done on it, and they didn't confirm whether they would be coming, and it may never come. But man, that's a good sign. I mean, if
you were just playing Dreams, right?
Probably. Recreated. I'm fine with that. If somebody recreate that whole game in Dreams, I'll do it.
Yeah, I heard Dreams was getting. There's a rumor that Dreams was getting like a PS5 version that's more optimized for VR. So that would be cool if true. Chris9989 says that Returnal's coming to PC, so there could be a VR mod. You bet your ass there's going to be a VR mod.
Yeah.
And we're going to be playing it in Reshape before that even happens. So I can't wait. This is what? I think that's happening before PSVR 2 even gets here.
And like Kazam says, Returnal is so overrated. Like,
What?
Get over it, guys.
What?
Come on, man.
He's just messing.
Come on,
around,
man.
right?
Come on, man.
Well, I have one thing to
Love
say
Returnal.
to that.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you? Yeah, no, I love Returnal. As you all know, it's the only flat game that's held me out of VR for any amount of time in 6 years. So I played that for 100+ hours. Like, it sucks so bad. All right. Anyway, super excited that we got another awesome PSVR launch title. PSVR 2, sorry, Ryan. PSVR 2 launch title. And the list just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. Who loves it when it gets longer and longer?
My mom!
She does.
She does.
Anyway, let's move along as we have yet another PSVR 2 game that has been announced.
¿Qué está pasando aquí? Han, ¿dónde estás? Julia, espera. Esta es mi casa, pero tal vez no lo es.
Ovrdark, a do not open story, creeps on the PSVR 2 this year. This from Henry Stockdale at Upload VR. Nox Noctis revealed Ovrdark, a do not open story, a new VR horror game coming to PSVR 2 this year. First announced for PSVR 2 in 2020, Do Not Open arrived last year on PC and PS5, dropping Sony's older headset with plans to develop a PSVR 2 version. However, Do Not Open's port is now canceled, and Nox Noctis is instead developing Ovrdark, an original game designed exclusively for VR. In a press release, the team confirms that this decision will let them, quote, take the best of the game and enhance it with the experience and possibilities of this technology. You can see the provisional cover art in the accompanying tweet. There's no trailer for Ovrdark just yet, though Nox Noctis revealed Mike Goring still plays a key role in Ovrdark. So, guys, this Do Not Open is a game that we learned about, as the article points out here, years ago. And it's a game that just kept getting pushed back. And over time, it became from a PSVR 1 title to a PSVR 2 title. And then it, was announced that it wouldn't be launching with PSVR 2. And now the game gets canceled altogether, and we get a whole brand new game, VR game. Eric, it's interesting. Typically, I would be a little bit upset about getting jerked around like this, and all these constant shifts in plans would have me a little bit worried. But I'm actually kind of relieved here, because while I was certainly initially very excited for Do Not Open in VR, after it launched flat, it was pretty obvious that really wouldn't work as a VR game the way that they have it structured. So to hear that they just decided that they aren't going to do that at all, and that they're going to kind of rework the game into a new, unique VR version of the game, I think this is actually pretty good news.
Yeah, I do too. The other game was not. Do you remember? I actually had a chance to do a demo.
Yeah, that's right. You played Do Not in VR, right?
In VR, and it was terrible. Remember what I was telling you about it?
I forgot about that.
I actually had a chance to do it, and I'm like, this is just not good. The devs were like, the demo was just terrible, and it was breaking down. Like, I had to go back to the booth 3 times to do the demo because they could never get it working correctly. And then when I did get it to work for me, it was just not a good experience, and you can tell that they were scrambling trying to get people to see it. They weren't even doing it to everybody, showing it to most people at the show. They were like only doing it to a select few, because I don't think they think they kind of knew it was not a great experience. So I'm super happy that they ditched it and did build it from ground up. You know what I mean? Some games just don't work, or not gonna work in VR, and that is one that probably needs to be, continue the story. It's great. You know what I mean? That whole world, this whole world, of Do Not Open is cool. So continue it, make it from ground up. This is the way it should be probably done in the first place.
Didn't you say that you played it with on a different headset than the controllers, or am I misremembering that?
I did Rift S with an Xbox controller.
Well, that's old school.
All right. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Ruuts, should we be worried here, or should we be relieved?
I don't know if we'd be worried, but somebody was saying in the chat that they learned a long time ago not to think about games too much that haven't showed gameplay. Like they mentioned Golem, right? And it's one of the things that Behemoth. That's why Behemoth didn't get my vote for a lot of the anticipation, because I haven't seen gameplay yet for that reason. So yeah, I'm more optimistic for it now. People were saying that Do Not Open's not coming to VR because of the trailer, but that was the point. There is no footage to put, so that was just what we showed there. But yeah, I'm more optimistic.
I am too. I mean, we had Eric who said it ran like garbage in VR, and then we had Ian from Eurogamer who played the flat version and just said it was a bad game altogether. Ryan played it. He said that there's a lot of math puzzles and stuff you've got to write down to work the puzzles.
Nope.
Again, not the kind of thing that you want to.
Oh.
Wes, what was that game? What was that game that you got all the way to the end and you had to do algebra or something? It was a VR game.
Last Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
It was so frustrating. And I did. I grabbed the pen and paper and wrote out all these equations, and I figured out a lot of the puzzles. But man, it was not fun. It was frustrating, especially because I was streaming, and that didn't help. That I was sitting here trying to figure out algebra problems while I'm streaming.
I would just tell the chat, somebody do this algebra problem for me. What's the answer? 72. There we
yeah,
go.
tell me that one.
Sim says math puzzles. That does sound like a horror game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Space Dennison says if the flat game is so bad, yeah, I get it. I get it. Certainly some cautious optimism here with regards to this. You know, the puzzles might not have been all that great, but the assets were like this was an incredibly spooky atmosphere. Certainly, they have the stuff that they need here to scare people. The question is, what kind of game is it going to be? That's still kind of up in the air, but at least it's not lost on them that what they had isn't going to work in VR. So I think that obviously they must have some kind of head on their shoulders, or at least listen to enough feedback to know that they need to change course. And you know, we can criticize studios for delaying, but we've said it a million times. You should take as long as it takes, right? You know, when we criticize studios for delaying a game, it isn't because they took so long to put the game out. It's because they announced the release date that they couldn't meet. Games should just wait until they know their game's going to be ready before they announce a release date. That's really the only thing we criticize. If a game takes 5 years to make, you know, if it takes 5 years to make a good game, you should take 5 years. Like, you know, people will be ready. If the game's good, people will buy it. I get that a lot of studios can't do that due to financial reasons, but certainly I'm never going to criticize a studio for waiting until their game is ready to release it. So kudos to Nox Noctis for having the patience and courage to change course multiple times, and hopefully it works out for all of us.
Yeah. On a quick side note, are you excited for this? I'm just looking at the article, the PlayStation 5 box art. I'm just excited seeing these games. Are you going to get physical games? Are you guys going to like get physical?
I always
editions?
try to get physical. That's one of the reasons why I bought one with a drive, because that way I can't be locked. I mean, I get the game. I can give it away. I can sell it. I mean, there's a lot of different things that I think I like physical copies.
Yeah, just seeing the artwork and seeing the box, the PlayStation 5 with the headset on it, PlayStation VR 2 required, gets me excited, man. 24 days.
24 days. That is incredible. It's incredible to think it's so close after all these years of talking about it. And I'm trying to manage people's expectations for it, because it's great. It is great. But I mean, when you hype something for 2 years, it's almost impossible not to be let down by it, right? Even if it's the best thing we've ever seen, I still feel like people are going to be overly critical of it just because we've hyped it up for so long.
Yeah, there's not many things that live up to the hype, but I can tell you the demo that we did lived up to my hype.
Yeah, it was definitely good. It was.
I came out of there like a little kid, man. I was just like giddy for like hours afterwards. And VR doesn't do that to me normally, man. It just doesn't.
Better adaptive trick. No, I don't know. I didn't use it, but
just VR just doesn't do that to us anymore. We've been in it so long, we're a little bit jaded with what VR can do, especially when you try all these new headsets. But you know, when I come out of a game and I'm just like, that was amazing. You know what I mean? I got a chance to battle that freaking big, huge monster at the end for only a minute, but that's all right.
We're talking about these games that keep getting delayed. And Gamertag says like Undead Citadel. That's a good point.
Oh my god.
Anyway, how's Oprah doing back there in the green room, Ruuts? Is she's
chomping.
patience
at the
started?
bit. She's
Yeah,
ready to
go ahead
give
and bring her
wisdom.
back out.
There she is.
She gets cranky when we keep her in the green room for too long.
Yeah, I don't blame her. Have you seen the green room?
Yeah, I have. It's actually kind of, it's a little more brown than green, to be honest.
You need to clean that thing up, man.
Yeah, somebody needs to clean. It's getting nasty in there.
All right, so we're further along now. We're in giveaway session 204. Why don't we kick it up a notch, guys? Give away some bangers. What do you think?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right, let's talk a little bit about The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners Chapter 2, Retribution. We were just talking about this game and talking about it being one of the best VR games ever. We have 2 new owners of this game on Oculus Quest. Congratulations, Rob Perry. Congratulations, Four Wheelin'. So Rob Perry and Four Wheelin', I think both of those might have been in chat. if I'm not mistaken, at least at some point. So hopefully they're still around. Congrats. You all have just won a copy of The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution on Oculus Quest 2. Now the question, Roots, do we have another copy to give away? Because this isn't one of those games where people aren't claiming the game when they win it. Like, people are picking it up. So let's just see here if we have another one to give away. Because I think we do.
I think it's definitely a game that you're going to want to play through. And you want to win this.
We do, in fact, have an extra key for The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution for the chat. So, let's think of a good question here to ask these people.
Ooh.
All right.
What's the name of the second faction? Because I want to know. I forgot.
I want to say Reclaimed. Are they the Reclaimed?
That's it. The Reclaimed.
Yeah,
you got
I
it.
think
You
that's
gave it
right.
away. You could have put it out there. As a
Oh,
question.
man.
Oh, I already had another question. My
Alright.
question.
How
My
dare
question
you.
Good
is-
call, though. Good call.
The Reclaimed are constantly warring with another faction called the Tower in Saints and Sinners Chapter 1. The first person in the chat who can tell me the name of the leader of the Tower will win a copy of Chapter 2 on Quest.
What if you've never played in Chapter 1? You can still play Chapter 2, right?
I question your soul.
Yeah, I
You
do
never
question
played
that.
Yeah, right.
Well, that right reminds me, I need to cancel my charging stand and order the new one.
For what?
There's a third party.
I did
PS
see that on Amazon. It's got
PSVR
it-
Yeah, from I think it was Collective Minds.
Because you can mount the headset on it too, right?
Yeah, and it's like $20 less than the one Sony's selling.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that too. You know what? Maybe I'll keep it and then we'll just give it away. How much was the one from Sony? I don't even remember.
All right, looks like Michael Grant is the winner of The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution. Congratulations, Michael Grant. Michael Grant obviously knows his Saints and Sinners. Shout out again to Skydance Interactive, by the way, for providing these keys. You all are awesome.
Hell yeah, they are.
Leroy Jenkins. No, that's World of Warcraft.
Leroy Jenkins.
All right, cool. What else? What else are we going to give away here? That was a good one to start off with, wasn't
Hell
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Could be next year's
Game of the year.
2023 Game of the Year.
It's all going to depend, for at least for PlayStation VR 2, and what do they do with the haptics, the triggers, all that stuff.
Yeah. Could be PC VR Game of the Year too.
That's true. We also, but think about this. We've got Zach Brown's game coming out, Vertigo 2. There's going to be
Yeah.
a lot of bangers, man. I think that next year is going to be a very difficult conversation.
Let's name some winners for Synth Riders. I've got the Synth Riders t-shirt, rocking it today.
Be really
It's,
nice. I didn't even notice.
Yeah. So let's name some winners. We had 4 people that won Synth Riders in our second chance drawings. People like Mepper won a copy of Synth Riders. Mr. I don't know how to pronounce this word. Boeien. Mr. Bean. Mr. Bowen.
Boeing?
Oracle A. I think I saw Oracle A in the chat earlier. Oraclia. I don't know how you want me to pronounce that. You are also a winner, as is Grimrock. Mepper, Mr. Bowen, Oracle A, and Grimrock. I have all won a copy of Synth Riders. So congratulations to them.
Kyle, not the imposter, just sus kitching says hashtag giveaway the room VR. That's for Mr. Mash Daddy. Mash
Negative.
Daddy. Cool.
Negative. Nope.
First person in the chat that can name to me any one of the artists that have been added into Synth Riders as DLC will also win a copy of Synth Riders.
And if you win this copy, you're invited to join Tiffany in her multiplayer game. If she
Nice.
invites you.
This is a Quest copy, Oculus copies here. I do think it's cross-buy, but it is an Oculus copy.
I think it is cross-buy. You're right.
That's I think arguably the best rhythm game in VR. That and Nautica
Good,
is a
man.
tight, close second.
You know, you got to there you go. Kyle Kitching says Bruno Mars. Good call with Kyle Kitchings. You just won yourself a copy of Synth Riders.
It's not Baywatch.
yeah.
Wolf Raza says Baywatch.
Good try.
I was going to say something before I got distracted. Oh yeah, did you know, Roots, that you have to log into Epic Games now to play Audica online?
I did
really?
not know that.
Yeah, they just changed that up.
Wow, I didn't know that either. That is a great game, though.
Epic Games bottom, huh?
Under like promoted that game. Like nobody even talks about it anymore, really, except for us.
It's because they don't update it. They haven't. You know what I mean? They're not adding songs or packs or
Yeah.
anything.
It's weird, right? They just kind of like here's the game, and then they're done. They don't even talk about it. They don't promote it or anything.
Assassin 32 says Pantera. Can you
They're
imagine how many TVs would get destroyed if they did
Slipknot.
the Pantera, the Slipknot, or Metallica Synth Riders pack?
Oh, how many people would lose their teeth walking by somebody?
Alec Kazam says he wants to know if Vertigo is coming to PlayStation VR 2. He's never played it. My guess is at this point not, because I saw that Zach had said something about that on Twitter for PlayStation VR 2 for Vertigo 2. He said he doesn't have a team doing anything, bringing things over, but he's open to it. Is what the gist of it, if I remember correctly. So.
Guys, why don't we give away a copy of Little Cities along with the DLC, the paid DLC that just came away with it.
Oh yeah.
We drew one winner for this in the second chance drawing. That winner is Bacardi B. Congratulations, Bacardi B. And guess what? Mepper won the original copy on the 2022 show, but claimed another game. So we got an extra copy of both Little Cities and the DLC to give away in the chat.
That's awesome.
To the first person who can tell me the name of the developer of Little Cities.
Wow.
It's a trick question. I guarantee you're gonna have some people answer the wrong answer.
Yeah, that's a trick question.
It's a good one though.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, nope.
nice.
Rattlehead coming
Yeah.
off the top with it. Yep. Congratulations, Rattlehead. You just won yourself a couple keys, brother.
Looper. Nice.
Boom. And there we go. Ashes to Ashes knows what's up. All right. So congratulations, Bacardi B. Congratulations, Rattlehead. Let's do one more. What should we do here? I guess we could go ahead and give away the other $20 PSN store credit. We could do that.
I want that. Can I win that?
You should have entered, bro.
I know.
Spoiler
too late
alert,
now.
if you win it and you're getting the PSVR 2, hold on to the money and use it for a high fidelity game. Amazing title.
Brandon knows what's up. He said you guys should be waiting for Ubris.
Yeah, right.
That's true. That's a good point. Ubris Wanderer, we got some good stuff left. We're just whittling down the prize pool as we go along here. Corporate Zombie. Congratulations, Corporate Zombie. You have won 20 euros or whatever the $20 equivalent in euros is of PSN store credit. Hit me up. You know what to do, and we'll get you taken care of.
Congratulations.
Bing. All right, there we go. Let's see how many more giveaways we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We just did Synth Riders. So got that one. 8. Perfect. We'll do four more, and then we'll do 5 with the Ubris. All right, let's get back into some news. After I get my notes pulled back up here, let's see what the hell I'm talking about. Let's see. Boom. All right, so let's get back into some news. We got a few more headlines to go here. These ones, not so much PSVR 2 related. At least not yet.
Is
Presentiment of Death is like Super Hot VR with archery, coming to PCVR in March. This is from Scott Hayden, once again at Road to VR. Super Hot's time pausing mechanic works so well in VR, it's a surprise we haven't seen more games use it to bring new and interesting stuff to life. Now, Omega Pilot developer Zoka says it's doing just that with the release of Presentiment of Death, a story-driven VR adventure that feels like a mashup of Super Hot and In Death. Like Super Hot, POD's time dilation system means the enemy robots move when you move. The kicker? You have to draw your bow, which means you'll have to be really on your toes as the enemy arrows come flying in when you want to return fire. We don't have to wait long to play either, as Zoka says it's releasing the game on Steam VR headsets March 1st, with the promise that it will eventually arrive on, quote, all VR platform. Zokas hasn't said. In the meantime, you can wishlist the game on Steam. Although it basically looks like Super Hot with archery, the trailer shows off more than just the same frangible enemies, as there seems to be a few different enemy types, including a larger tank enemy and several flying types too, which ought to ratchet up the difficulty. It's a shame that the Super Hot team never got around to making Super Hot Mind Control Delete DLC VR compatible, or pushing any additional levels to the VR game, released in 2017 and still sitting at the top of most VR platform charts. We're hoping Presentiment of Death can scratch that itch, if only for old time's sake. So, Ruuts, I gotta say, man, this one was a surprise, but a very pleasant surprise.
Yeah, we finally got something to take the focus off of Super Hot, even though it's from a different developer. And it gives me something to play bow and arrow wise. That's different. I don't know, since I don't really play In Death very much anymore, or at all. But yeah, super cool.
Yeah, awesome. Not so much a surprise, Eric, that we're getting a game like this. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, right? You put Super Hot and In Death together, two of the best games in VR. Certainly a recipe for success. What really kind of surprised me is where this game's coming from. I mean, this is coming from Zokas, which heretofore has only given us racing games.
Did you pull a heretofore out?
I did.
Holy crap, dude. I love it. You
Hey,
can only
man.
get this on the Sunday show.
I'm drinking, bro, so, you know.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool. I'm just, you know what surprises me is that we haven't seen this before. Like this is a great combination. Everybody loves Super Hot. Everybody loves In Death. You know, this makes a lot of sense. And, you know, we're looking at the trailer, looking at some of the screenshots, it looks damn good, man. And, you know, as long as there's enough here, you know, that's what it is for me, is like, I hope it's not, because we've all done Super Hot, right? Like, I've been there. I've done that. If it's just exactly Super Hot, but with bows and arrows, I'm kind of probably out. But if there's a story, or if it's, you know, varied, you know, enough varied enemies, and it's some progression, or, you know, something, different bows or different arrows, you know, as long as it's something here besides, you know, hey, let's do Super Hot again with bows and arrows, I think I'm really looking forward to this.
It says story driven for sure. So I think
Yeah.
that's what I'm excited about.
But yeah, you're right. I
Story-driven.
mean, weird though with Zokas. It's just like
You know-
a huge departure.
You know, I'm only going to play and promote their game if they finally break down and give everyone what they want, and that is a virtual stranger ship
Yes.
in their racing game, man. Like, come on. What do we have to do here, bro? We're already one of the largest and most widely circulated VR platforms in the world. Not really, but come on, guys.
They hate us.
Come on.
Well,
man.
I get it. I kind of get it, because when I submitted my stuff to them, it was our old logo.
Oh yeah.
They need to get their ass with the times, though, because we have the coolest logo in the game, and that's not a joke.
Hell yeah, that would look awesome on a ship too, man. You could do so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
with that.
bud.
What are you gonna say? Who would you'd have to do the voiceover?
Oh
Get
yeah,
out of
I'm
my
gonna tell.
way or something.
Watch the paint job, douchebag.
Oh
You
man.
think you're better than me?
Oh, there it is. Going around the corner, somebody passes you. You think you're
Yeah.
better than me?
They could just put all of our memes and sound bites into the
Yeah,
game.
it's true.
I love it. My mom, if somebody passes you, I love it.
Yeah. Spaced Innocent says super death. Herb says super not. That's pretty good. No, I think this looks super cool. I mean, not only is it story driven, there are multiple enemy types and it's archery. And not for nothing, they said that this game is coming to all major platforms. So it's kind of hard not to consider what kind of enhancements this might get on PSVR 2 with the adaptive triggers. This certainly has potential to be a really fun game. And hopefully that it's ready to go when it hits Steam in about 6 weeks. Yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. Shout out to Zokus. Hit us up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm sorry, I dropped my chat down here. Looper says in hot. Maybe. You know who else? Never mind. Why don't we move along here, because we do still have quite a bit to get to, and it's starting to get late. It wouldn't be an honest to goodness VR enthusiast gaming show if we didn't talk a little bit about mods, and we do have some modding news to talk about this week as well.
Okay, a little to the right. There we go. Hold it there. We got it. Dad.
Alex, where are you? Please, God, tell me you're out of the city.
Look out!
Half-Life 2 Episode 1 to get a free VR mod from a proven team. This from mixednews.com. In September of 2022, the Half-Life 2 mod team released a VR modification of Valve's extraordinary 2004 game. Even fans of the original were surprised by the intensity of the classic shooter in VR. On Steam, the free VR mod in its beta stage received almost 1,500 positive reviews after just a few days. Our colleague Max also called Half-Life 2 the better game in VR. Behind the title is the independent Source VR mod team, which has also promised support for further episodes as soon as possible. A VR version of Episode 1 will be released soon. A new trailer, which we just watched, lists the first quarter of 2023 as the release date and shows the first action-packed scenes. In the story expansion, you return to City 17 as Gordon Freeman to experience the consequences of your actions from the main game. You'll fight giant striders on stilts, gunships from the alien Combine occupiers, and hurl enemies into each other with the gravity gun. All of this is once again heavily adapted to room scale VR, including motion controls. Your goal is to escape from City 17 altogether with Alex, who of course also plays a central role in the VR game Half-Life Alyx. The new mod will also be available for free with an optional donation on Ko-fi. It requires ownership of the original Half-Life 2 Episode 1, and there's no word yet when the mod for Half-Life Episode 2 will be released. An update to the already available VR mod for Half-Life 2 was released on January 15th last week, or 2 weeks ago. The improvements include the return of the glowing muzzle flash from the original, as well as various detail changes to the weapon controls and reloading. For example, you now have to manually pull back the pistol slide to reload. Holding the pistol with both hands now reduces the high kick, allowing you to fire several shots in a row more accurately. The mod now supports the Steam Workshop for user-made graphics mods and maps. A Steam Workshop tutorial is available on the Half-Life 2 VR mod official website for uploading your own items. So everyone knew, Eric, that the Half-Life episodes, the DLC, was going to be getting modded into VR. That's not big news. It's exciting news, but it's not a big surprise. What is a surprise is now the workshop's open and the floodgates are about to open up, as we're about to get a whole new host of Half-Life VR from the community out there.
Yeah, I mean, this is just another building engine. You're going to see so much stuff that. Well, number one, I'm extremely excited for this. Because the three, I think there's 3 episodes total that came off of Half-Life 2 is a great story, and it's a great lead into Half-Life Alyx. And if you've never done them before, it'll give you a great idea of where Half-Life Alyx kicked up from, and like it'll complete the story for you and fill in a lot of blanks. But the whole idea, like Wes is right, we already knew this was coming. The big thing is that they're opening a source engine. This is huge. This is basically like Half-Life Alyx having its own, source engine open where anybody can make anything. Look at all the things they've already made there in Half-Life Alyx. You're gonna be able to see all that with this engine now. It's gonna be amazing.
Ruuts, this is pretty much like Gmod VR, right?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I can't believe how amazing this is. For like somebody was saying, Daniel Kaz got it for $1. At least the Half-Life 2 game, right? So these games are cheap in and of itself. And I don't know. Let me ask you this, Eric, because you've played through this. I have not played through Half-Life 2. What if I wanted to play through this extra series? Am I screwing myself over? I'm sure there's people out there that'd be like, you can't do that, but
I mean, the game, it's the playthrough of it is awesome. I mean, it's just more great Half-Life Alyx or Half-Life 2 gameplay. Gravity gun stuff, and you're going against some of these big, huge, bots that roam the city, the walkers. So it's just a lot of cool stuff in it that you could do and not care about the story and just have a great time. But if the story is important to you at all, if you've gone along with the Half-Life universe so far already, you did Half-Life 1, the original Half-Life, and you did Half-Life 2, and you kind of want to see the rest. I mean, I would definitely do it. The game, to me, the Half-Life 2 was great. The episodes after were really, really good. They were like, they got so much better, like, because they knew the engine at that point and they started making it, and they added on to it, and some of the gameplay was better, and then the story just got crazy. It was so good.
Thomas McNostril says Alyx is Source 2, isn't it? It is. This is modified Source 1, and it's going to be interesting to see what people do, because as advanced as Source 2 is, and it is head and shoulders more advanced than the original Source, I think people have a larger well of existing assets to work with from the original, so certainly more potential for variability with that. Ryan Brandon and Wolveraza have a great point. I see 105 in chat, something like 65 likes. Everybody click that thumbs up real quick if you're having a good time. We would very much appreciate it.
Oh man, I got to go do it. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, Mash?
How dare I not
Mash Daddy?
Cool. I clicked the thumbs down by mistake.
I knew it was you the whole time.
This show sucks, man.
I knew it was you.
It was always me.
You and Scion.
Yeah,
I know. Scion always did it.
Scion better thumb up. We're going to give away some Into the Radius today. He should be happy.
Oh,
that's true.
How soon? It's exactly what I was thinking, Looper. Looper, the Underground Game Cat, says, how soon will we see the original Counter-Strike in VR? It's certainly a possibility now, isn't it, Ruuts?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and this is the thing. Valve is clearly behind VR as well. And they've sanctioned these mods on Steam, right? So you can just download them in easy fashion. And so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, and who knows what else out there.
Mark Smith says, I've accidentally hit thumbs down so many times. Well, that makes sense. It seems like whenever we have a good run on YouTube, after a while, the downvoter shows back up. Maybe it was just Mark Smith the whole time. accidentally
Making
clicking the wrong
mistakes.
thing.
Yeah. It happens.
But we apologize, Scion, for dragging your name through the mud.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is super exciting news, not only for fans of Half-Life, but for fans of VR modding in general. This is going to ensure new PCVR content in VR for the months and years to come. So I look forward to seeing what this how this bears fruit. I'm sure that we're going to get a lot of good stuff out of it.
Yep.
This would be a great play for US for streaming. I mean, there's going to be so much stuff for you to do, but I mean, this would really be a great thing. You know, you could play through the original and then the 3, once they're done, the 3 episodes. Man, that would be so cool.
I so need to quit my job.
Seriously, it's
so
time.
need to
Look
quit
at
my
me.
job.
It's time. It's time.
It's
Just
time.
quit.
Yeah. It's just don't
Just put your
don't
kid.
tell,
Listen, send
don't
your
tell-
kids out into the world. It's time to get up and get out and do some work.
just don't tell
So Dad
Michelle
can
and just
play.
quit your job.
Yeah, Isabel's at that age. It's time to put her to work.
Yeah,
God,
really.
no.
Flip
Start going to
burgers or
work,
something.
man. Dad's gonna play VR.
Anyway, awesome news from the world of modding, but not the only awesome news from the world of modding this week. Fortnite VR gameplay is here, but Epic says it has no official plans. This is from PCGamesIn.com. It's true. It's real. Fortnite VR gameplay is here with a full mod likely on its way in the not too distant future. Developed by Preydog, who originally added VR support for games including Resident Evil 2 and Devil May Cry 5, the new Fortnite VR mod comes after Epic all but confirmed it has no official plans to put VR in the Battle Royale game itself. So, if you're already itching for Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 2 release date, well, here's something else to look forward to. Preydog, a software developer whose most famous project is the RE framework, which adds VR support to all games using Capcom's RE engine, is currently developing a VR injector for games using Epic's own Unreal, which naturally includes Fortnite. We're not saying that this is a game changer, at least not yet, but learning the best Fortnite tips might be useful right now before everyone starts zipping around and scoring pinpoint headshots thanks to VR. There's currently no release date for Preydog's Fortnite VR mod, but when it does arrive, it ought to be playable over private servers, specifically maintained for VR players. The recent footage comes after Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney said the company has no plans to bring VR to Fortnite, explaining that virtual reality would not suit the game's mechanics and style. Quote, Epic has no plans to build a VR version of Fortnite, Sweeney told The Verge. Not out of any grand business strategy, but just because the thing that we do in Fortnite every day as gamers is run through an environment rapidly, and it's the kind of experience that involves intense motion and doesn't work as well in VR. End quote. Check out all the new Fortnite weapons to give yourself a boost in Chapter 4 or maybe Fortnite creative codes if you want the best minigames and community creations. You might also want to try one of the other best VR games in anticipation of Fortnite getting VR support. So Ruuts, not a week after Tim Sweeney comes out and says Fortnite just won't work in VR, here comes Preydog saying, not so fast. It works quite well, actually.
Yeah, because Preydog knows what the hell they're talking about, and Sweeney obviously does not. You know, there's this big misconception that, movement is going to make people sick, and especially in third person. When you have something to focus on, like your character running around, that centers your vision. It's different than being first person. So that alone, as long as it was in third person, you're mostly not going to make people sick. It's just not going to happen. And if it's far enough away, even just the general normal amount, that's plenty of space to see what's going on. And it'll be exactly the same if you're using the same schematics. But it looks like he's going even a little bit further with first person mod, maybe. Like Wolvie was saying, anybody that if a game has a first person mode, then they can put it in first person, and maybe this is going to be for VR people. So it's very possible that they put hand presence in it. And I think it's a good thing that this is happening in general, because Among Us in VR chat came out a year and a half, 2 years before it came out officially. And I guarantee the devs of that game said, oh my God, like we need to put this in VR. It's already being done. And so maybe this will open up Sweeney's eyes that it can be done and it needs to be done. So.
Right. And, for what it's worth, Preydog's earlier mods, the Resident Evil mods you could toggle between third person and first person.
True.
So I would imagine, I could see a scenario here where, since these games are going to be hosted on private servers anyway, we could see third person servers, we could see first person servers, mixed servers, certainly without the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Eric, I mean, these are some strange words from Tim Sweeney here. About intense movement in VR. When I'm pretty sure this is the company that brought us Robo Recall, which, granted Robo Recall is forced teleport. Still really, really intense with like constant movement, right?
Yeah, I mean, and they know the power of VR, and they did it with Robo Recall, and that was a hugely popular game. And they see a flat game now, like Among Us, come in and be hugely popular and hit huge numbers. So, for him to come out and make a statement like this and be kind of absolute, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And then this is just another case of Preydog making fools out of these companies. Like, he's going to go in there with a small team on a shoestring budget and make this freaking thing amazing, and people are going to go in and absolutely love it. And then you have these huge studios that have lots of money, that have no foresight, that have no, balls to go out and do something like this, and it just makes them look stupid. It makes them look stupid, and then they're going to be way behind.
Wow.
And by the time that it does come out, eventually, we'll all have been playing it for 4 years.
Yeah.
It's I feel a little bit weird throwing this kind of shade at Epic, because they've got a pretty good track record of having their finger on the pulse and knowing what works to this point. Do you think it's possible, Roots, that he could just be putting on a poker face here? Because we did recently get that leak that there were Oculus references in the Fortnite code. So maybe he's trying to just hide his cards a little bit here and say, nah, we're not working on Fortnite and VR. You guys are crazy.
Well, especially if you want that to be like a big shocking announcement, and you want to maintain the thought that it's not happening. So when it does come out, that everyone's like, oh my God, if it's pretty much known already, even if it's a major announcement, it's kind of steals the thunder a little bit, right? And so it would make sense, because that was one of the things that we thought when he came out and said that. We said, wow, we just heard that news that it was in the coding. Why would it be in the coding if it's not going to be in VR? And they're putting it on their Epic's really good about putting their games, they're trying to, on everything. And so why would they not want to bring it to VR?
Putting it in cars, right, Eric?
Yep. And I'm reading the quote again. You're right. He could be like, because he said no, if this is the exact quote, he said no official plans. So they could unofficially be working on something right now. Official means they haven't announced it yet, right? So, that's when it's official. That means they're coming out and say, hey, this is coming. So they could be working on it and just say, yeah, it's not official yet until we actually announce that it's coming out. So very possible.
Wolverazer's got a good point. He says, as soon as you play Pop 1, Fortnite is possible in VR.
100%.
Right. Yeah, because it's pretty much, it's not as fast paced as Fortnite is, but I think the only difference really is the scope of the field. Like, Fortnite's so huge and massive, vehicles, that type of stuff. It's gonna be, I think it'd be a very amazing game to play in VR, even the way that they showed it in that trailer. So
Pop 1 sells a ton of skins with being first person, by the way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be third person.
No.
Michael Grant says, great show tonight. I missed how you claimed the key you won, though. Anybody know where to look for that? Just tag me in Discord. There's an invitation to our Discord server in the description down below. You can also hit me up on Twitter if you want to, but the best way to go about it is tag me on Discord. Probably not going to have time to hand out keys tonight, but we'll get on that tomorrow and get everyone their prizes. By the way, I saw Corporate Zombie in chat. I don't know if he was around when he won earlier. You're a winner, bro. I don't know if you know that, but congrats.
Oh man,
he was a winner before he won. He was a winner before he won the key.
That's true.
It's Corporate Zombie, man.
They're all winners.
That's true. Speaking of which, how's Oprah doing, Roots?
She's here. She's already popped up. She's ready. She's like saying, you get a game and you get a game, and she is excited.
That's what it feels like. Everybody's getting a game tonight.
I know.
I want to get a game.
Everybody, like, for example, Guido, who is now the owner of Ghost Runner. Congratulations.
Oh,
nice.
Guido. Talking about these awesome mods. There's probably the most addictive mod I've ever played. Ghost Runner right there for you.
Amazing. Congrats,
Guido. Let's see. What do we want to do next here? Let's do Alvo. We're talking about shooters. Let's talk about Alvo. Now, Alvo is an interesting one, right? Because Alvo was the one that gave us keys for every platform. Like, we had a couple keys for Quest, we had a couple keys for Pico, we had a PSVR NA, we had a PSVR EU. But we gave away some during the 2022 show. So we have two winners here. The problem is that the people that entered for Alvo did not specify which platform they want to enter for. So the way we're going to do this, we're going to go in order that they were drawn, first come, first serve. We've got a Quest key, we've got a Pico key, we've got a PlayStation VR North America key. Again, first come, first serve on this one. First pick goes to Island Kara.
Oh,
Island Kara, congratulations.
Definitely Pico. No, just kidding. That's a very specific key, right? The
Yeah,
Pico.
and we actually gave away one during the 2022 show. We had Pico players in the chat. Do you know that The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution's out on Pico already?
I did.
Did it
not.
actually launch? I know it was.
I read
coming.
that.
Yeah,
I read
nice.
that today. Yeah.
Damn, I gotta get a key and try it on the Pico.
Green Capped is the second winner. So congratulations to you. After Island Cara chooses their platform, then you can choose yours. And the third key, whichever one's not doesn't get chosen, we'll just give it out in a future episode. So you guys, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed because this is not the last you're going to hear from us giving games away this year. All right, so let's see. Let's give away something that we have an extra copy of. Let's see here. Why don't we do something good? Let's do Red Matter 2. How about we do Red Matter 2? Red Matter 2, the Oculus Quest game of the year. Although we don't have Oculus copies of it, we do have Steam copies.
Oh, that's a better copy version anyway.
Yeah, pretty sure we held an extra one back to give away. So let me just verify that, and then we will name winners here. Oh, wait a minute. Oops. I'm not sure that we do.
Uh-oh. Well, Oprah's...
Yes.
I blame Oprah. She's getting a little ahead of herself.
Yeah.
I might. Well, just give me a minute here. Let me look. We might have another one. I'm not sure yet. Depends on if the original one got claimed or not. Gotta go back through my documents. I have the documents like Alex Jones.
Yeah, they got them all. Looper said the Underground Gamecast says Pico's big in Europe, and Ape also added Pico was only for sale in Europe at first. That's true, but you gotta remember too that Pico's for sale in Europe where the Quest they can't get Quest 2 either. So, it's definitely gonna do a lot better over there for sure for that reason.
Let's see here.
Who knows how I mean, how's the Pico doing in China?
So yeah, we don't have an extra copy of Red Matter 2. That's my bad. Although the original winner hasn't claimed his prize yet, Matty Fat Bat Cat. You might want to get in here and grab your Red Matter 2 before I give it away to somebody else.
Oh
Come on,
my gosh. Oprah's
All right,
ready.
so
She
yeah,
says free stuff for everybody.
Only one winner. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We only have one winner for Red Matter 2. So after we do Red Matter 2, we're going to give away some Into the Radius on Quest. How about that?
Nice.
All right, so the winner of Red Matter 2 on Steam, the other winner, other than Matty Fat Batcat from last week, is Chatty. So congratulations, Chatty. You now own one of the best games in VR, Red Matter 2. You know, Chatty always wins. Have you noticed that Chatty always wins?
Yeah, well, that's true. With that kind of a name, of course.
If we had not limited this to one winner per entrant, I think Chatty would have won 3 or 4 games today. Like
that's great.
Chatty always wins.
That's good. You need to go to Vegas, Chatty.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Congratulations, Chatty. Congratulations, Matty Fat Batcat. You guys hit me up. Get your copies of Red Matter 2. Let's give away something to these people who have been waiting patiently while I name other winners. Let me see how many of these I've got though, real quick. I'm pretty sure we got a few that we can give away here. Boom. And boom. Bear with me just a moment, folks, while I zip through my emails real quick. Into the Radius. There we are.
But Wes is saying not only with the saying because they're saying copy and paste, very master of very quick with chat, but we're talking about in just some of the other stuff where like you could win from multiple being chosen. Apparently, her name came up a couple times, right, Wes?
That's right.
So, very, very lucky person.
All right. So, looks like we're going to give away 4 copies of Into the Radius, 2 on Quest, 2 on Steam. So, you get your choice of the platform here. So let's do this instead of having people put their platforms in the chat. We're just going to do 2 giveaways. We're going to give away Steam copies, and then we're going to give away the Quest copies. Daniel Kess says we're allowed to win today if we won to the 2022 show, right? Yes, you're allowed to win in the chat today, regardless of what else you've won. If you won the second chance giveaway, you can win again in the chat. Or if you won last week or 2 weeks ago during the 2022 show, you can win again. So yes, Daniel, you are absolutely able to win another prize. It's absolutely fine. All right, so let's see here. We need to give away some copies of Into the Radius on Steam. 2 copies of Into the Radius on Steam. The first 2 people in the chat that can tell me what year it launched on Steam will win a copy of the game.
Easy. 2012, right? No, I was kidding.
Yeah. 2005. It's been out forever, Brio.
They may have been working on it that long. That's how polished that game is.
Yeah, I know, right?
Uh-oh. I see some answers popping up.
Not officially, originally. Daniel Kaz coming through with the first copy. Odin the Odious coming through with the second copy. All right. Congratulations, guys. Well done. Yeah, I know, Antone, that it like, well, I mean, did it? No, I think it did 2.0 last year. Like it did 1.0 earlier. Now that I think about it, it's it's up to 2.5 now. So I don't think it just launched 2022 officially on Quest, but this is for Steam, and I did specify that. So let me just write this down here. So Into the Radius.
It's rigged.
On Steam goes to Daniel Kaz and Odin the Odious. All right, 2 more copies on Quest, and this one did release in 2022. It was actually what did it win, Eric? It was the single player FPS of the year, right?
Which game?
Into the Radius.
Into the Radius.
Quest.
It did, yeah. Yeah, it was a campaign winner, which was highly contested.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, Daniel Kaz, Odin the Odious, they get the Steam copies. Who gets the Quest copies? All right, what do we ask for this? I do have a question, but I'm not gonna. I was going to ask who's our resident expert on this, but that would slightly weigh the favor into to our people who watch every week, and I don't want to do that. We want to include the people who are joining us, the new viewers. So the first 2 people in the chat who can tell us what the name of the developer of Into the Radius will win a copy of Into the Radius on Oculus Quest or Meta Quest or Facebook Quest.
Yeah, whatever.
Or Oculus Quest presented by Meta. Ape with number 1, Stealthy Living with number 2. Congrats to the both of you.
Is it Ape? I always say AppJ.
Yeah,
I do. I go back and forth.
I think the J is silent.
You think the J is silent?
It's Ape is what I think. Who's right? We're all wrong.
Yeah.
He's probably
Ape, you can't claim your Ape. You cannot claim your game until you let us know if it's AppJ or Ape.
It's not AppJ. I guarantee you that.
What if it's none of those? We're like way off.
Like,
he said Ruuts is wrong. Ruuts is wrong.
Oh,
so it's AppJ. Really?
Is it AppJ? Am I right? Oh, yes.
Listen.
I feel like such a
Don't tell me how to pronounce your name, bro. Okay?
come on.
How dare you tell me how to pronounce your name? This is the first time ever that I've actually ever pronounced anybody's name right.
Yeah.
Right, Dennis Detlef? Or Chi-Town D?
Chi-Town, yeah.
Alakazam says, how did people know he was going to ask that?
That's true. Well, I'll tell you what. It's
you don't know. It's not like I do it every time. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. And again, it's not about the question or the trivia. It's about not dropping the key in the chat. That's the only reason we do it this way, so that we don't drop the key in the chat for the bots to pick up.
Yeah, or tech.
All right, see, let's announce another winner here. What do we
Hey,
have
winners.
left?
So many winners.
Oprah's
We just
so
did
excited.
Into the Radius. How many do we have left? We got 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I don't think they answered before he asked. I'm pretty sure he asked and the answer came up. But maybe it was in between when we saw it.
And if they did, I mean, good on them for having the foresight to know that this was the time that I was going to ask. We got 5 left, so let's
switch it up.
Let's see here. Hold on a second.
You get a game, and you get a game.
I want to do another
Everybody.
one I can give away to the people in chat because
Everybody
there's
gets a
some
free copy of
unrest.
Gorilla Tag. Go pick
There
it
you
up.
go.
Ooh, or Monkey See, Monkey Doo Doo.
That's right.
Tuesday, you can get a free copy.
What's the gimmick? Like, is Gorilla Tags not good now? It's now we gotta throw sling poop around. I don't.
It's the funniest damn thing I've ever seen. I tried Gorilla Tag. It's like boring for me. Like I get in there and I'm like, oh, this is a lot of work.
My kids love it.
Kids
I
love
can't do
it.
it,
Yeah,
man.
my
I do
nephew-
it for like 3 minutes. My arms hurt.
My nephew loves it, and he's 14. I think 14.
All
But
right, here,
Monkey See, Monkey Doo Doo, you like swing from vines and shit, and then like shit. Literally, you just throw shit.
Yeah, I'm not into throwing shit though, real or virtual.
Who doesn't want to throw shit?
Well, you know who does. Oh well, I don't know. Maybe that's getting too personal
She's so
information
dirty. She's so dirty.
She is dirty. She
Growing
needs to
up, growing
stop. Like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
All right,
Gross.
so let's name the winners for The Living Remain, and then after we do that, we'll give away a couple more to the people in chat. How about that? How about them apples?
That works good.
Living Remain, one of the best early access titles on Steam right now. If you like zombie shooters, you don't want to miss out on this one. And you don't have to if your name is Stealthy Living, who just won. Also wins another copy of The Living Remain. And DLG27 won a copy of The Living Remain. So congrats to those guys. You just won an awesome game. All right, so 2 more.
Says the universe is broke. She hadn't won anything yet. A single thing.
Ashes to Ashes is another one like Chatty, though, who normally wins like a lot. So
Yeah. Something's wrong.
You won being able to hang out with us for this
That's
amazing
true.
stream.
Yeah.
there you go.
That's
You're a
better than
winner.
Hell yeah.
All right, so we're going to do a super easy question for The Living Remain. So for two more copies of The Living Remain, name the platform that the game is currently on.
Oh, everybody knew you were gonna. Oh wait, never mind.
How do you know?
How do you know that? Well, they're in Wes's mind. That's how.
Well, Rosa says Living Remain, super fun, bloody game. Yes, it is. There's 9989 coming through.
And Sim.
And Sim. Yes, 9989 and Sim. Congrats, bros.
You did it.
You did it.
Did it.
Excellent. Alakazam says PSVR 2. I hope so, man. This is from a husband and wife team of 2 that worked on the game been working on it for over 4 years now. So I'd like to see them be able to expand to another one of these platforms that have a few more players in it. But this game got a super lot of hype when it launched in early access. So I imagine they must have sold a few of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, still got a handful of awesome prizes to give out, including Hubris, including Wanderer, including the Fracked swag bag, which includes a copy of the game, by the way.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, stay tuned, and we have one more. We're going to have one more segment with Oprah here in just a few minutes. But before we do that, we need to get into some of the week's reminders. And we're going to start the reminders off as we typically do by talking about what is out this week. Novel hand tracking game Silhouette launches on Quest 2. So this game is highly touted, actually. People say this is a pretty good thing. It uses hand tracking. It's a puzzle game that's built around the concept of doing like shadow puppets on a wall. And people say it's a unique use of the hand tracking, and it's a clever and fun to play game. Here's the thing, Eric. This game completely flew under my radar. I remember it now that I see it again. But I made a new friend this past week, a publisher who's working with a couple of different studios, and I kind of set it up for us to get early access to another game that they're publishing, and they put me in touch with one of their agent guys, and he sent me a key. But it wasn't a key for the game that we were talking about. He sent me a key for Silhouette. So we might just have to jump in this week and check this thing out.
Hey, I'm down. Yeah, we actually met. The dev was at CES. He was at the one of our after party at CES. So I got a chance to talk to him a little bit.
I met so many fucking devs
I know, right?
at CES.
I know, it's crazy. There was so many people there.
I would just introduce myself to this guy, and I probably already know him.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, it was cool that he was there, and I actually met him at Gamescom because I got a chance to demo this at Gamescom. And it's the team that made I think it's Panoptic or Panoptic.
Panoptic, yeah, that's
Panoptic. Right. So which was another cool game, and yeah, I was this game looks amazing. I got a chance to demo it. The hand tracking is awesome. They did a really good job with it.
Cool. Well, we'll be in our account later tonight if you guys want to give it a look. Certainly an interesting concept. We always like to reward these developers that do something different, right, Ruuts?
Yeah, absolutely. Wolfie says they really want hand tracking to hit. I think for gaming we need cheap haptic gloves. That's my problem with it, because I kind of see, even just reading the thing is novel hand tracking game. I think that the idea, it's more than just a novelty, just because it's a unique puzzle aspect, right? With the different shadows and stuff. So it's kind of interesting to see how to do it that way. But I do agree in the instance as far as like hand tracking. I'm hopefully, this is my hope. I hope they have a controller option, because I don't want to do hand tracking, and I'll cover the controller version of it. I'm not sold on hand tracking. To me, it feels weird not having any haptics at all, and it doesn't matter what game I try, I just don't like it. So
yeah, normally I would agree with you, and I've said that many times myself. However, having not played it, this seems like a concept that actually might work for the first time ever. It makes sense for this type of a game to me, to have hand tracking. Now, how well does it work remains to be seen.
Sure.
But shadow puppets, that kind of makes sense. I don't need haptics for that.
That's true.
To me, it's all about the game. If it should be like the game first, and it just happens to be a hand tracking game. If it's when they come out and they're like, "Oh, we have a hand tracking game," and they're touting that, usually it points to the fact that they don't have much of a game and they have a gimmick of hand tracking. Right. But if you have a great game, like I'll take Rogue Ascent for example, it's a fantastic game. For me, it happens to be a great game that just happens to have hand tracking. Like I would barely tout it as a hand tracking game, because you can play it both ways, but I would tout it more as it's a freaking cool roguelike shooter that just happens to do hand tracking. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of hand tracking games out there that are all about just the novelty of hand tracking that suck.
Yeah, it's kind of like a tech demo, right?
Exactly.
For what it's worth, it's a $10 game, so fairly priced.
Perfect way to put it, though.
We kind of glossed over something before we got into the trailers here. Something else that's out this week, in fact, tomorrow, is the Perp Games PSVR 2 showcase. This is going to air on IGN tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and is hosted by our own Brian Paul. So you guys are going to make sure to tune into this, as we're going to have some new PSVR 2 announcements tomorrow, courtesy of Perp Games and our friend Brian. Anyway, back to the trailers. Some awesome other stuff coming out this week, or already out from this past week. Atlantis mini golf highlights Walkabout's growing ambition. So, Eric, we got a brand new Walkabout level this week. From what I'm hearing, and I did jump into it briefly just to get a quick look at it, but from all indications, this is one of the stronger maps that they've put out. But in addition to that, addition to the awesome new course, which by the way is beautiful at night, Atlantis launches alongside 4.0 release of Walkabout with a roughly 33% resolution increase on standalone headsets, and it's noticeable, isn't it?
I didn't do it. I played it on Steam yesterday.
Wow.
Oh, you did. I
So-
played it. I checked it on the Quest. It's
Yeah.
definitely more crisp. It looks a lot more like the PC version now.
That's
Wow.
super interesting
That's
because
awesome.
yeah, I streamed it last night after we played After the Fall and had gotten in there with like 3 or 4 people, and it was really, really good. I thought, it's always good on Steam, but man, it's a great course, and now I need to go in and play it. Like I might go back in tonight and play it on Quest.
Rich, we put this game over pretty hard during the 2022 shows. It's certainly one of the shining examples from the Quest catalog over time.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially since they showed that their $1 extra per DLC is not wasted. There's a reason for it. Dee was telling me this. She didn't have a favorite course until now. That this is her favorite course. That it's just that amazing, and that so I can't wait to get in there and check it out myself.
D, for what it's worth, last time we played, D really took to the water. Do you remember this? Were you with us, Eric?
I was.
D jumped in the water, it was like she was meant to be there all along, right?
Yeah, and she told me the other day. She said she really never had a favorite course this whole time. She's had all these courses, hasn't had a favorite course. She said, I think until this one, now is her favorite course. She absolutely loves it. She said she had played it every day since it launched.
You hear that echo, Roots? No, I'm just kidding. No, this is awesome, man. I really, again, I need to quit my job. The only reason I haven't been back into this game yet. Everybody wants to play when I'm going to work, except for Tiffany, by the way, who sent me a message at like 9 a.m. the other day. Like, hey,
Yeah,
you wanna
me
play
too.
Walkabout? Yeah, like,
It was
yeah,
so
I
early,
do.
right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what's she
Okay.
doing so early?
Yeah. We got to get in here, guys. We got to get in here and check this out. I keep hearing so many great things about it. And
Call in sick tonight. We'll go right after the show.
hit me up on Tuesday, bro. I mean,
I'll
we
do
do have to play some stuff for Wednesday. Maybe this will be one of our Wednesday titles.
I love it. I'm down.
Cool.
I haven't done the
cool.
night. I haven't done the night yet. I did the whole 18 of the daytime. I heard the nighttime's beautiful.
Well, I mean, if we're doing it for strangers in the night, then
That's
why
true.
don't we
yeah.
do the nighttime?
Yeah.
We could even do it during the show. We could go play 9 holes of it during the show.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know how that would work. Maybe we'll talk
Be
about
fun.
it. That'd be logistically tough to do, like a real-time review with all of us in the game.
I know that's true.
Yeah. But maybe we'll do that. Anyways, that's enough about stuff that's already out. Let's talk about what's coming out this week. Windlands 2 hitting the Quest platform for the first time this week. I think on February 2nd, Groundhog's Day, priced at $25. Roots. They said it couldn't be done, man, but here it is.
It can't be done. I think Zenith proved them wrong, and they were like, "Oh shit, we can get this done." And they're also getting this done, like in this it's not on App Lab. It's on the actual store, right? Somehow they got their actual game or this game on the official store, which is awesome because this first one should be on there as well.
Eric, one of the original co-op campaigns for VR, something that we constantly harp on, something we constantly ask for, a classic game making its way to the Quest 2 catalog.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The last time we played this, I didn't have the best experience, so I'm looking forward to getting back in again and having a good experience. And I think I will with the Quest version. I think it's kind of meant to be played with those type of controllers. With with standalone will be great. Swinging around and shooting things. So it'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it.
And Roots, from the looks of the footage, not a big downgrade visually here. Not that it was ever the most photoreal thing to begin with. Doesn't look like we're going to be taking a big visual downgrade to play this on Quest.
No, and even if there was a noticeable difference, I mean, it's all about the gameplay, the way it feels, the swinging around, the parkour, the platforming, the bow and arrow, like all of it. But it definitely is not much of a downgrade, if any, at all.
Yeah, so super excited to have another excuse to get back into Windlands 2. And for those of you who have never had a chance to play it and like to play games with your friends, I can't recommend it highly enough. This is a great game, worth every penny of the $25, and coming out in just a few days. So make sure you got your wish list on this one.
Yep.
All right, and that's what's out this week. Actually, there's another one I forgot to put in here, but we're going to probably be covering it later in the week. Stray Light's coming out on all major VR platforms this week, which is it's a Windlands style swinging game. I don't know, you guys might remember it from the upload showcase where you're kind of swinging through space and there's colors and yeah.
The worst trailer I've ever seen.
Worse than what the bat?
Trailer. Oh my god, this was so bad. Like I'm like looking at the trailer, watching the people do the stuff, and I'm like, what are they doing, man? But game sounds cool. I can't wait to try the game.
Yeah.
We'll see. We got it. We'll let you know how it is. Anyway, one more time, let's bring her out, Roots. Let's get rid of the rest of these keys. They're burning a hole in my pocket, bro. All right, where do we start here? We've got so many that we could go with. Let's start with Paradox of Hope. Paradox of Hope, our winner for Steam VR Early Access Game of the year. The winner of Paradox of Hope on Steam is Rattlehead. So congratulations to Rattlehead. You just won an awesome game, friend.
And I can't wait till that game's done, man. I want to see what they do with that.
Yeah, just got a pretty significant update right before the 2022 show. So, and as my notes just informed me, it looks like we have an extra no, wait a minute. No. Hold on. I thought we might have an extra one here, but
possible.
It's possible. I have to look at someone who won last week and remind myself whether or not they took it or not. Yep. Yeah, the winner won a few things, and this is the one that they chose. So unfortunately, we do not have an extra copy of this one.
You know what? I got one.
Hold on. I might have held one. I haven't checked that yet. No, I didn't. I didn't.
I got one.
All right. So
send it to you right now.
Courtesy of our friend Eric here, once again coming through and saving the day. Paradox of Hope. First one in my chat to tell me the name of the developer. First one that can name the developer for this one will win a copy.
I was gonna say Oprah's favorite color.
Boom, Mind
I don't
Jive.
even know what the
there
answer
we go.
is.
Monkey with a bomb.
Mind Jive coming through. Monkey with the bomb. I had to ask the developer. You know, when the developer's monkey with the bomb, you got to ask who the developer is, right? So congrats, Mind Jive. You are the winner, sir.
Seriously, guys. Old Darth says.
Again, old Darth. Listen, it's not about the question, man. It's about not dropping the keys in the chat. It's not a trivia competition. Never meant to be that. Ashes to Ashes knows what's up. It's some guy. That's what I thought too until
Yeah.
recently.
Someone out there.
It's Abraham Oculus.
Yes.
Anyway, Mind Jive. Did Mind Jive win something else? I thought Mind Jive might have won something else. Let's see here. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Mind Jive wins a lot, so I could just be mistaken.
Remember when people used to answer Baywatch for everything for a while?
That was the best.
No, I don't see Mind Jive's name on here either, so my bad. Congratulations on winning a cool game anyway. All right, how about this? How about Moss Book 2? You guys want some Moss Book 2? We got it. We've got 3 copies going out right now. 2 Steam copies and a Quest copy. Kyle Kitchings wins the Quest copy. And Unit 17 and London Roads win the Steam copies. And I'm pretty sure that we do have those to give away.
Michelle B says it could be some girl. It could be. It could be some non-binary. You know, it's 2023. It could be a lot of things. Yeah,
That's
anything.
true. I shouldn't assume.
Yeah,
you're right. All right, so we have 2 more copies of Moss Book 2 to give away. 1 on each platform. We have a Steam copy and a Quest copy to give away. So we're going to do 2 separate questions here, so that we don't have to have people specify in the chat what their platform's going to be.
True.
Actually, on the other hand, the first 2 people in the chat to specify their platform will win a copy of on that platform.
Oh wow.
Technoglitch
trying
to
come on, Tech. You should have known, bro.
So the first one that types Quest wins the Quest copy. First one types Steam wins the Steam copy. Go.
Oh, they're the
Sept.
Tech. He's still answering Polyarch.
There you go. Corporate Zombie. Oh no, that's the same as the Sept, huh? Space Denizen.
Space Denizen. Did Space Denizen win a giveaway? Win a second chance, or was it just the? Have you won yet?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't either. I'm going to assume that he didn't win. So the Sept wins Quest. Space Denizen wins Steam.
Techno glitch. Tag.
Oh, Tech.
Wolf Rosin wants it on Commodore 64.
Oh, dude, how cool would that be?
Well, that's a good point. Space Denizen says I got Wandering in Space. Did you get it from the chat or were you drawn for it? That's the question.
I thought he got it from the chat.
I'll tell you. No, he won it as a second chance giveaway. So you're
okay.
good, bro.
Yeah.
You're
yeah,
good.
So you can do
you're
both.
Good. Technoglitch says I win.
You won not winning. If that
Tech
makes
did win
sense.
something.
Oh, did you
Tech
win?
did win something. So
Okay.
we'll go ahead and announce what Tech won. And Tech's lucky because there's only one of these.
Whoa, Tech, you did it.
Tech did do it. Tech is the winner of the Fracked Swag Bag.
Oh my God, Tech, you did it, bro.
Yeah, so you got all kinds of awesome swag and a copy of Fracked on Steam coming your way.
Yeah, the game is amazing. A little short, but it's amazing.
It's a heck of a package.
You know who loves it when you have a heck of a package?
Yeah, she does.
No, there's no hoodie, but there's a T-shirt in there. At least one. There might be 2 if it was like mine.
Yeah, you get the hat too.
You had 2. You had 2 shirts?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Wes always gets 2.
Robbed. I got robbed.
Well, you got every other package sent to you.
That's true. Anyway, shout out our friend Jimmy at In Dreams, treating us awesome as he always does. And yeah, we've been sitting on this fucking package for 4 to 6 months, waiting on the Technoglitch to show up and claim it. So.
Well, see, I was gonna say that's a big thing to give away.
All right, what else do we have left to give away here? We've got some stuff, I think, still. Let's see.
That is a big package, by the way.
Gave that one away, gave that one away, gave that one away, gave that one away. Well, we've got 2 more games to give away. One from us and one from Eric here. Wanderer. Game of the Year.
Wow.
PSVR Game of the Year. PC VR Game of the Year. Overall, 2022 show game of the year, Wanderer. All right, so again, we had Steam copies and PSVR copies of this, and no one specified their platform.
Wow.
So first come, first serve on this one. We have one of each. One Steam copy, one PSVR copy. The first winner goes to 2112 ZOZ. 2112 ZOZ.
Nice.
It's a patron. He's a patron.
No way, really?
A long-standing member of our community.
Do you know who it is? Do I like what I know? I just don't know that name. I know who it is, or
People in the chat
I knew they were
spamming Steam and PSVR.
So let me ask you guys this on a side
the first
note.
person not to type Steam. No,
Is it worth going back? Should I go back in and check it out?
Wanderer?
Yeah.
No,
You should have already finished Wanderer and Red Matter 2, bro.
Oh,
All
man.
right, so 2112 ZOZ gets first choice on the platform. Antone Jones, my buddy Antone, wins the second copy. So whichever one, I'm pretty sure he plays on both platforms anyway. So
you know who else plays on both platforms?
I do.
My mom!
I've been waiting for that one all night.
Let's see
Port.
here.
Yeah.
She
Well, I'll
loves
tell you what.
Port.
Yeah, I definitely. So Chris 9989 says I need to finish Wanderer for sure.
Should stream it, Roots.
I know. I was just thinking that.
Well,
I
I'll come in and
streamed
hang
VR
out with
for
you.
a long
That'd be
time.
super cool, man. You haven't done it in so long. Come
Yeah.
on, it's time.
That's
It's
true.
either that or me and you got to go back and play like
It takes two
again.
from the other perspective.
That's right. I'll be the guy.
You gotta be the guy, and I'll be your girl this time.
My boo.
Yeah, your boo. That's right.
All right, and that leaves 3 copies of Hubris. Congratulations to those who were patient enough to wait and shoot their shot
Definitely worth
at
it.
the end of the show. 3 copies of Hubris. This is the game everyone entered for, but no one was going to win until our friend Eric here stepped in. So let's see here. We got to think of a good question here other than what the platform or the developer is, because people are ready for that. Okay. I got it. Wanderer launched in last year in 2022. I'm sorry. What am I asking Wanderer trivia for you? Scratch that. Just a second here. Techno glitch coming through with Cyborn. No, we're
Good
not
try,
doing
bro.
that, bro. We're not doing that. I've got a question. Hold on.
And you got to give me a few days on these keys, by the way. So
Yeah. Same thing with the
by the end of
Wanderer
week.
keys. Same thing with the Wanderer keys. I actually don't have them from the developer yet. I had to wait until I have all the platforms and stuff and then go back to them. But should be a fun conversation. I don't think they know that they won so heavily on our show. So
Seriously, they're probably going to want an award. Like, who was it who actually wanted a physical award?
it was well, they wanted the little placard.
Yeah.
It was Bloober Team.
We may
Bloober
have to
Team
go get
won.
some sponsors next year and get some plaques made for people. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
We could hand them out at CES to the actual.
Well, they
developers,
just
BBC.
wanted like the image file so that they could paste it on their accolades trailers and stuff like that. I probably should have did that last year. Probably should do it again this year.
Yeah.
Because we do have some people that were super proud. The ones that know that they won were really thankful and put it out there on social media. So
Yeah, I
shout
think
out to them.
the Into the Radius people did, right?
Yeah, Into the
CM
Radius.
Games?
Walkabout didn't even win, but they tweeted it out just because of all the cool shit that we said about their game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like every time they launch something, it was so damn good.
All right, so the first 3 people in chat that can tell me what month Hubris launched in 2022 will win a copy of Hubris on Steam. Go.
Good question.
Should be easy.
Now I can see why you wanted D to do a wheel, though.
Could you imagine though if we had D on here doing a wheel every time for every one of these giveaways?
Yeah, it's
Like,
tough.
jeez, man. All
That's
right,
why I
so,
don't mind throwing Steam keys out there. It's just tough for me to give Steam keys away.
Mind Jive just won a game in the giveaway in like the chat. Am I wrong about that?
I think
Yeah,
you're
Mind Jive just won Paradox of Hope. Sorry, dude. One winner per chat. So who's next after Mind Jive then? It would be
I see
Chatty. Chatty hasn't won in the
Let's-
chat
Oh
yet.
no, right, they haven't. Yeah.
Chatty won the second chance giveaway.
Right.
Uh,
And
Rattlehead? Didn't Rattlehead win earlier?
Rattlehead won something.
I thought.
Yeah, Rattlehead won Little Cities, so
There
Rattlehead
you go.
disqualified.
Rob
So
Perry.
so far we've got.
Awesome Tatum. Rob Perry.
I don't think
just
Tatum's won
said-
anything
No, I
yet.
guess Rob Perry and Fourth Wall Breaker both are on there above that.
All right, so hold on. Let's see here. So, Mind Job already won. Chatty was the first winner.
That Rob Perry. At least on
I told
mine.
you, Chatty always wins, right?
Something.
Chatty always wins.
Ashes is like, it's my turn.
I don't think. Yeah. Rattlehead won Little Cities. Rob Perry. I don't think Rob Perry has won a chat giveaway yet. Rob Perry won Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution,
Frick,
but it
that's
was
great.
second chance giveaway. So he's getting that, and he's getting Hubris. Holy shit, man! You had a
How
good
many
day.
thousands of dollars in games do you think we gave away between the two shows? This show
Oh,
and
man, I don't even want to think
thousands
about
and
it.
thousands of dollars, man.
We just need to become key brokers, man. Start
Right.
selling our keys to Kingdom.
Yeah.
serious.
All right, so Rob Perry wins number 2. I think Fourth Wall Breaker is our third winner. Am I wrong about that? That seems to be the case. Yeah, Fourth Wall Breaker.
Yeah. Rob Perry, Fourth Wall Breaker.
All right, so listen up, guys. Ashes to ashes. Those of you who the 2 or 3 of you that didn't win something this year, stay tuned, because as we get these keys out, as everything shakes out, there's likely going to be some stragglers that didn't get given away.
Yep.
Because as you can see, our process isn't perfect, and we err on the side of being conservative. So we always have something left in our back pocket. Whatever we have left, we're going to hand out. So you guys, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Come back next week. Maybe we'll have something for you then.
Yep.
All right. So that's going to wrap up our giveaways and get us back into our reminders. And I think this is the time of the show where we ask everyone to join us for just a moment as we all go and wishlist a game together. Let's support these developers. You know, it's just a couple of clicks, and it's really a big deal to these developers, especially these indie devs trying to make a name for their game. It really raises their profile in the various stores. And I, for one, am excited for Presentiment of Death, and I'm going to go wishlist it right now.
Was that a Steam game or was it just a Quest game?
So the Steam game. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do the same. Presentiment of Death.
Yeah, me too. That looks pretty cool. I just hope it's good.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
It better
I just
be
hope
good.
I just hope that they can get our logo on one of those cars
Yeah.
fast enough.
Maybe they
That's
can
true.
get it in the game on a bow.
That'd be
That would
cool.
be even
The
better.
Virtual Stranger's bow.
Fuck yeah, I'm down
Just
for that.
fucks everybody up in the game. Like it.
March 1st, 2023, this game comes out. 4 weeks approximately.
Damn. March 1st. Do you think you'll be playing anything with PlayStation VR 2 at that point?
Yeah, well,
Well-
I'll be waiting on Switchback.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to be starting to finish up. Maybe not March 1st, but like at the beginning of March, I'll be finishing up Horizon and Village at that point, and then there's going to be a little hole there before Switchback. And
With the bat?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
what the
the
bat?
bat's on day one, dude.
The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners 2 comes out then.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be bouncing back and forth because Vertigo 2 comes out then
Mm.
as well. So,
True. What about Beat Saber
so-
on PlayStation VR 2? That's gonna be amazing. The eye
that's
tracking
gonna-
mash.
yeah,
Dude, I need to
incredible.
take my PlayStation with me when I go. I have to spend the whole month of March on the West Coast, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
definitely
better.
take it with you.
How the fuck
Why do
am
you?
I gonna
Why
do
would?
this?
Why don't you? Dude, you should have just stayed home. What are you doing? I
gotta
guess
go
it
to-
is your job. I guess it
Yeah,
is your
yeah,
work.
Yeah. South by Southwest and GDC. Gotta go, and then I gotta
Well,
go to Vegas. for
I'll
4
be
days.
with you. Hopefully, we'll be with you for GDC. I'm working on that currently.
Hell yeah.
But South by Southwest, have fun with that. I'm coming home and playing PlayStation, bro.
I know. I'm gonna bring it with me. I swear, I'm gonna try and figure it out.
They're gonna lose your luggage, bro.
Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah, you don't have to imagine.
Good.
Just live real life. It's gonna happen. No, well, maybe not, but it happens to a lot.
Yeah, I can't bring it with me.
So anybody
Can't do
anybody who's watching at the New York airport, be ready. It's
Get ready
coming.
to find my bag. Oh man.
All right, and that brings us to our final reminder this week and every week, and that is how you can do your part to support us, our channel, and our community. Of course, the important thing that all of you should have already done is subscribe. If you like the content, click the red button. It's just a click, and it helps raise us up the YouTube ladder closer to those other guys who all like to buy subscribers. So we don't do that. We count on you to get our name out there by clicking all the things. So if you haven't done that already, please do. If you want to do a little something extra, you can support us on Patreon. $3 per month. That's all we ask. And you get our weekly show notes. You get exclusive content. You get insider updates, all for less than $1 per week. And you get our eternal gratitude for enabling us to do awesome giveaways and travel and buy VR headsets and buy VR games. This is all thanks to you and your support. Shout out to the patrons out there. We really, really appreciate your help. And it's going to go to good use this year, I assure you. Patron, we're finally getting back to giving the Patreons some stuff. I mean, they got their first real show notes today with the full, cutting room floor section with all the different news stories and stuff in it. I also gave them some exclusive content yesterday. My full uncut PSVR 2 demo from CES has been up on Patreon for about a day now. So
Nice.
Again, thanks to everyone for continuing to support us through a couple of months where we weren't doing content. You guys are awesome, and we love you.
And you get to see Steve.
Yep.
Who doesn't want
And
to
you
meet
get to see
Steve?
Steve.
Oh,
And
please.
you can hear Steve's voice even.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
your audio must have been better. The audio that everything that I had for audio was just shit.
I edited it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's not great, but I did knock the background noise down
It was
a lot.
so bad. We got
So
next year. We got to figure audio out better.
Yeah, I just I did what I told Todd to do, and it worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Anyway, last but not least, if you don't have money to support us on Patreon, we certainly understand that. Times are tough. But you know what's free? Discord. And we hang out on Discord 24/7, talking games, talking live, crying when our football team gets destroyed in the playoffs. These sorts of things. It's a family atmosphere. It's free. There's an invitation link down below. And if you want a game, that's the best way to get your key is by hitting me up on Discord. So if you haven't already, again, link down below. Just click it, and you will be greeted at the door, I assure you.
Yep.
All right, guys, I think that's our show. And with that said, friends, I'd like to thank you all once again for watching. For Eric and Ruuts, I'm Wes. We'll see you Wednesday. Bye.
Take it easy.
See you later.